Jenny, return to the Rock again this weekend, Aberystwyth, the visitors. You come into the back of this one on a very good win against Swansea, some very positive news in regards to going top of the table. What's the message been this week?
Message been like congratulations on a really hard fought win. Swansea came with a game plan, a very physical one that was there to disrupt and make life hard for us, and we rode that. We dug in, we found it difficult, particularly in the first half, to kind of implement our game on the proceedings. So yeah, it was very much like going, that was a really tough day, and we came out on top, and that showed some real grit and resilience, and that will help us down the line today, next week, and all the following weeks. So training's been very much about reviewing some of the moments that we perhaps switched off a little bit, certainly straight after half time last week, and trying to make sure that doesn't come sort of creep into our game today.
Aberystwyth, a side that you have faced earlier on this season, obviously had a very big victory at Park Avenue. What are you sort of expecting from them today? And is it almost a case of you've got to put that one to the side and focus on the task at hand today? Yeah,
we always review our last game. It's great learning for us. So last time we played Aber, there's some brilliant clips and moments that we've taken from that for this week's match prep. We expect, as always, a young, hungry side that you get from Aber, that we'll keep going to the very last whistle. I know they got a late winner last week themselves, so we know that whatever the scoreline, whatever the context of the game, they're always going to be looking to try and create moments, looking to try and take what they can from the game. And like I said, there's some young players in there in particular that have some really good technical talent, and will run in behind backlines, so we have to be prepared for that.
Coming into this December period now, you've obviously got a run of games before that festive break. When you're looking on the touchline as a head coach and you see the quality in your side, is there almost a sense of confidence that whatever is thrown at you, you've at least got the tools to deal with it?
Yeah, we've spoken a few times about the variety of types of players that we've got in the group. Obviously, we've not got Ava now for the next few weeks, which is disappointing for us. But we've got plenty of players that who can step up and add their little qualities, their skills to whichever game plan, and the tweaks and changes that we want to make week by week. So yeah, we're looking to continue a good run of form into the new year and beyond, and I know that every player is sort of pushing in training, making life difficult for me on the selection side of things, to make sure that we've got the right game plan every week.
Cheers, Jenny, best of luck.
Thank you.
Welcome to Wrexham, welcome to a very soggy Rock. But don't let that put you off. I mean, let's be honest, most of the time the weather's worse than this when Adam Premier games are on. And the weather is relevant elsewhere in Wales because Cardiff's game is off. They're playing at Britain Ferry and it's raining. 2 + 2 does equal 4. And so with Cardiff not playing, because Britain Ferry's pitch hasn't withstood the rain, that means that we have a chance here to go 5 points clear at the top of the table. If Cardiff, of course, don't get to rearrange their game before the Christmas break, then we will go for the first match after the Christmas break, our next league match at Cardiff with an advantage. So plenty to play for already in this game. Wrexham against Aberystwyth. I'm Mark Griffiths. I'm delighted to say that I'm joined by both Del Morgan and Lucy Scott. The legend quotient is high in this country, I can tell you. And there's a good crowd building up again. I've had an idea. Del is looking at me as if she's not a legend. I mean, I'm sorry to disappoint you, but you absolutely are. I had an idea before the game. We've got this lovely cliff face behind us, and now we own the ground. We should put a Women's Hall of Fame painted on the cliff face. That would be so cool. So, yeah. Oh. Sorry, Del, hang on. It would help if I switched your mic on. I'm so sorry.
Pretty cool, to be fair. I have heard that they've got plans for that rock face as well. So I don't know what they're going to do with it. Maybe de-read it a little bit, but it would be pretty cool if we can put our own Wrexham work of art on there. There's a few bits of art around the race course. Maybe we could have something of our own up here, with the likes of Lily and Rosie on it.
Oh,
maybe
wow.
Not me.
Well, that would be something, wouldn't it? Hey, wow, okay. Well, let's have a look at this game now then. Wrexham at home to Aberystwyth Town. Wrexham, of course, on this terrific winning run. That brilliant victory against Swansea last weekend has teed us up perfectly. The fact that Cardiff dropped points at home to TNS meant as well that we opened up a gap. No longer equal top, we're now 2 points clear. And so, like I said at the start of the show, if Cardiff can't rearrange their match, then we have a chance here to go 5 points clear and hold that lead into the next match in the league, which is January the 4th at Cardiff. Wrexham's team, couple of changes. Cara Jones coming in, and so too is Rosie Hughes. And Hughes, of course, I mean, wow, she has been looking so sharp lately. I think, Lucy, it makes perfect sense, doesn't it, for Rosie to be getting another start, because she's on fire at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely, Mark. She is, and from knowing Rosie, she'll be really up for this, and this is what she wants. She wants to start, she wants to score, and while I'm sure she has enjoyed being an impact player and still making a big difference off the bench. Rosie loves playing, and she will be relishing this today, and I think she deserves it, and it's great to see that a reward for performance, I think.
Interesting that there's no Ava Suckley on the bench. I'm assuming she must have a knock. She's one of the players that makes way, and Faye Knox is rotated back onto the bench. I mean, if ever we know for certain it's rotation and not bad form, it's Faye Knox who is scoring goals hand over fist from midfield and doing absolutely brilliantly. Aberystwyth got their first win in a while last Sunday, but we must give it the context that it was against Pontypridd United, and they were actually losing with about 25 minutes left at home to Pontypridd. They managed to get an 82nd minute winner. So that's relief for them, but not completely convincing considering the way things have gone for Pontypridd this season. And I've got to say, come on, Pontypridd today against Swansea. Come on. I'll say no more, just that. But in terms of Aberystwyth, well, they had a pair of very feisty games against Swansea a couple of weeks ago, and they're still suffering from the hangover of that, because Lily Morley Hughes, one of their most experienced players, is suspended. She actually was subbed in that game, but then got sent off after the final whistle and has got a multi-game ban, so she's not available here. Amy Scourfield does come back in midfield, having also been sent off against Swansea, and all I can say is I sympathise with them. If you don't get sent off against Swansea at some point in your career, you're not really trying, are you? Don't comment on that. You have?
I've had one sent off.
There you go.
For the reason that player did, though.
Against Swansea.
So the teams are out, and like I said, it's a very soggy day here at the Rock, but it's still a good number of fans out here. Chatting beforehand, we've had fans over from the States as well, and there's always the Wrexham Ultras are there with their banners and outstanding hats, and it'll be an opportunity, isn't it, really? I was reflecting on this beforehand. I love the fact that I now come to Wrexham games, men, women, youth, with an expectation rather than a hope, if you will. And we are in this tight title race. You just can't afford to drop points, can you?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think we're coming into Wrexham games now, and everyone, I mean, I see it on the podcast, like the Racecourse Ramble podcast I'm doing every week, like we're guessing what the score would be, and we're always guessing a Wrexham win. Obviously we would anyway, but we're Wrexham win, not like a 1-0 or 2-1. We're not saying, it's going to be close. We're going to say, no, actually Wrexham are going to blow these teams away, and we can. We're doing every team in this league, even Cardiff, but they are threatened by us. So I mean, every Wrexham game now, it's like the men over the years, like there's this excitement around the place, and all the fans in the ground today are going to be expecting probably a few goals to be scored as well.
Absolutely, it's there's expectation about this team now, which is of course exactly what you want and exactly the sort of pressure any player would want as well.
Absolutely, and it's shifted, hasn't it? The pressure and the expectation, and we've been the hunters in the past, and now we're the hunted, and it's it's a different pressure, but it's one that, especially this season so far, the team have coped really well with. And I think actually quite a few of the players, particularly new players, I think enjoy being the hunted. I actually think they enjoy the feeling of being top or trying, being the best. And so yeah, it's different to previous seasons, but like I said, I think the team so far, and credit to the coaching staff too for the mindset in every game.
I'm going to go back through every game this season and run a stopwatch on our huddles so that I can bring you personal bests. So we're in the huddle now. The familiar sight, Aberystwyth are ready to go. We are probably about a third of the way through our pre-match motivational talk. And yeah, we've seen a couple of referees already intervene and tell us to stop huddling. Actually, Del, you were chatting to the ref beforehand. He seemed like a nice chap, so...
Sorry, we were just talking. I just recognised one of the Aberystwyth players. She's in my Wales under-16 squad.
Oh, right.
So it'd be really nice to see how she does today.
So who's that?
Lolita Egdon.
Oh, right.
We call her Leeks on camp. She's just behind Rosie Hughes now on the picture.
Right, so we'll have to keep an eye out for her then. We'll give you a scouting report at the end as away we go. Wrexham at home to Aberystwyth. And immediately they knock the ball over the top. And Wrexham will build up from the left-hand side. Yes, it's such strength and depth to have to be able to rotate like this. 2 more home games coming up next 2 weekends as well. Cup matches both. First one, of course, we'll see Aberystwyth make the trip up here again. Wrexham full of goals, of course, this season. Here's Cara Jones on the right. Decent foot in to stop her by Evans. And Aberystwyth working hard off the ball to try and stop us from getting out. They've won a throw-in. And again, fair play. They're looking to be high up in our half, looking to stop us from that build-up play that we do so well. And that's probably the right way to go about things.
Yeah, and I think to make any team uncomfortable, no matter the level they are, you've got high press. You've got to put them under pressure. However, do Aberystwyth have the fitness to be able to play like this for the full game? Probably not. Not many teams do in this league. Yeah, so it'd be interesting to see what their tact is as the game goes on.
Scarfield did well under pressure then, but foot in. Puts the ball out of play by Snape. Yeah, Aberystwyth are a step up, I feel, from where they were last season, where they were very 7th. Oh, that's unlucky. Mahmood nearly managed to spin away. Yeah, they never really were in danger of relegation, I didn't think, because Cardiff Met were clearly a lower level than them. But they were never really able to look like they could be in the top 6 either. The top 6 all look much better than Aberystwyth, whereas this year, 4 points off the top 4. I think it'd be a surprise if they got into the top 4, but they are more competitive. Here's Lily Jones, and again, you can see Aberystwyth working hard off the ball. That's a good ball by Lily Jones. Barker's pace. She's got support in the middle as well. True, it's a good stop by Isaac, but Rosie Hughes, good strike. Oh, what a goal! What a start, and Rosie Hughes, well, I mean, that is Rosie all over, isn't it, really? What a lovely finish. You're not saving those, are you?
Absolutely, and I like you just seen there that she's just sort of crept in front of Carver to get to that ball. Like, she was so determined to get that ball. Like, she had a plan A, and that was to score the goal. So what a finish, and it just curled away, just away from the goalkeeper. She full stretch, and to be fair, that's unsavable, to be fair. The way it curls away, like, it's difficult to get to. So what a finish and what a start, and what a pass by Lily Jones in the first place. Right down that channel in between the full-back and the centre-back, dangerous area. So what a start.
And I think we're going to be seeing a lot of those balls today. When you look at our front 3, the pace there is frightening, and we've just had our first taste of it with Barker. But we've said it many seasons before, Rosie scores goals, and doesn't surprise me seeing her looking for the rebound and latching onto it.
Here's Evans with the throw-in, and it's a throw now to Wrexham. And this is an issue now, isn't it? Obviously for Aberystwyth, they've come out looking to be bold and on the front foot and stop us from playing, but the first time they managed to at the side of them, we score, and it just makes this even more of a challenge.
It sets a good precedent for the rest of the game as well. Chance 1, goal 1.
Absolutely, as Clark put under pressure there. And now Chambers' long-range effort is a good one. Good save by Craven, and credit to Aberystwyth. They stuck with the plan. They pressured Clark, who was very composed in those situations, but she had 3 players on her, and it was just impossible for her to emerge with the ball. Really clean strike that, but Craven got across, covered it well.
Yeah, and I think that's an area we do have to be aware of, shots from outside the box. I mean, they're gonna as the game goes on, they're gonna be a bit more tired, so they are probably gonna start shooting further out as well. They can't get into our box, so that is just a little bit of a taste. But Liz very assured of her save there.
Yeah, she got right behind that, didn't she? Watched it carefully, not taking a chance of the slippery ball to try and hold on to it. Here's the away swing, a lot of movement, and Matthias, I think, might have got the last touch on that. Wrexham cleared. Now Barker will get to that. Good first touch, and the break is on. Rosie's making a great run. They've only left one player back to watch her. Mahmood is bursting in the middle, and she's goal side of a marker. Can Hughes see her? She can, but a crucial little intervention. Evans may not have known much about it, but she's probably saved a goal there. Wrexham looking so dangerous going forward. Smith, that's not the worst idea, and Steele was really quick to get there. Alert goalkeeping, that could easily have carried all the way through and caused major problems for Aberystwyth.
Yeah, a bit too central, that long ball. Needed that little bit of curl out away, but I think it was Smith over there was completely unmarked.
Now here come Wrexham again. Hughes with a hard tackle. Cara Jones does well, wins it back, but it's driven clear, and Wrexham are turned. That's a good ball, in fact, to be fair. And danger now as Aberystwyth deliver in early. Well dealt with first instance by Bartle. Good foot in on Scourfield by Cara Jones, getting back and being diligent, and that ball over the top is too strong. Well, I think you can immediately as well just see that Aberystwyth are a bit different from last season, are willing to get on the front foot and come at us, but it's we have the quality to get through them.
Yeah, and but like I said before, like, how long are they going to be able to keep this up? Because the more Wrexham get on top, the more final third entries our attack make. They're going to be recovering back and defending. They're not going to be able to get back forwards with enough pace. And I think the longer this game goes on, as most opposition at Wrexham play, we are going to be all over them, and it's just a matter of defending for their lives at that point, and that's what I think ultimately it will come to.
Yeah, absolutely. They're dropped off now in their mid-block. 3 at the back. I'm looking to just dig in now as Wrexham have, well, I guess, our first real spell of possession in their half, insofar as we've been hitting them on the transition so far. Here is Smith. Lee Jones made a great run across the pitch and found space on the right-hand side behind the wing-back. Delivers, but just sliced it. Great movement that by Jones, who bust her gut running along the halfway line, didn't she, to get into that space.
Yeah, she did, and to be honest, it's not just the front three you have to worry about. You've got the midfielders running in behind as well, so it's that extra layer. But again, it's so great to see that different players making those runs.
So now it's Evans again, looking to feed it down the flank, inaccurate that time. Remember, you can get in touch using the hashtag AskWrexham. That's ASKWXM on Blue Sky and Twitter. Wrexham again going over the top. That one's got too much on it, but there is threat, isn't there? When Wrexham are getting into those central positions, the strikers, and as Lucy said, the attacking midfielders as well, make runs for them, and yeah, we're looking dangerous. Helped on well, but ultimately off the head of Jenkins for the throw. Yeah, I was getting a coffee behind the goal, and Jenkins and Matthias were there getting coffees as well, and I wondered whether I could tell Phil behind the bar just to stick something in there to make sure that they can't carry on after half-time. I decided against it.
I'm glad you did.
Yeah, yeah, I have some morals. I mean, not many. I don't want to mislead you. Now, that's a lovely idea. Josie Smith dinking it in. Barker is onside. Oh, misses the target. She had Mahmood and Hughes up at the far post.
I think that was just a simple pass it into the near post there. The keeper was staying very close to her line. She didn't come out to get the angle, and I think it's just a simple tap in at that point.
Yeah, she's certainly looking for that.
She'll be disappointed with that, I think. That would probably be one of the easier chances she's had.
It was a lovely little dink by Smith.
Yeah.
But ultimately, I think Barker's going to look at that and think, Hughes chose the shot, leaving the keeper from that angle, but from where she was, like you said, that was always looking to curve wide, and if not, because the keeper's angle probably would be savable. So that was a very difficult finish to execute.
And the form Barker's in, you would back her to score that. I think like Del said, she's going to be disappointed with that. But equally, the number of chances she has, because she's so quick, and with our direct ball in behind, it's. I'd be interested to know kind of the goals versus chances. More recently, that is obviously much higher, more positive. But I think you're right, Del. I think she'll be disappointed with that.
Yeah. As I've been saying all season, despite the fact that we score so many goals, there's still a slight air of a lack of ruthlessness about us, which I find really weird to say, but we started really racking goals up against low division teams. This time we start doing it against Adran Premier teams. That's a high line by Wrexham, and a well-judged high line, as we managed to get the offside decision. Here's Phoebe Davis. And again, Cara Jones very high up on this right-hand side. It's a slightly different shape, and I'm quite enjoying watching the way that Hughes and Barker are just taking turns. One will run over the top, the other drops off, and they're making space for each other. That's another good ball by Smith. Lovely lay off by Hughes. Barker, quick feet. Was she clipped? It looked like a foul. Play goes on, though, and here's Cara Jones. Digs out a good cross. Barker is hurt. This is a matter of major concern, of course, for Wrexham. As Aberystwyth are pressed hard and Wrexham win the ball back. Still down to 10, and sensible and Mahmood putting it out. I mean, it did look like a foul to me, I've got to be honest, but anyway, it was her quick feet. It was so difficult for the defender to judge which direction she was going.
I mean, I'm guessing the fact that she stayed down instead of getting back up, because we did have an opportunity for her to be in the box there when Cara was in a crossing area, so I think she maybe has caught, don't know what, but she is a little bit hurt, but it looks like she's getting up again.
Well, thank goodness for that. Can't afford to lose her to any injury. Yeah, both, like I said, Hughes and Barker, straight away you can see they're really gelling nicely, and the way they're setting up, it's two up front, which you don't normally play as such. But they're just dropping off and swapping positions beautifully. And it was a lovely layoff by Hughes then to find Barker on the edge of the D.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be, that scenario can be first of many for them two today. There's lots more to come.
So the throw-in's taken. Aberystwyth knock it long. Ooh, that's got to be stopped there, hasn't it? Head injury. Just accidental, but the header went straight into the face of the Aberystwyth player. That's Fiona Evans. But yeah, it's a good start. It's a great start by Wrexham. We're at it and are showing again, when teams come into your half and press, how you can bypass it, and combination of confidence on the ball and the ability to knock the ball over the top to quick, eager runners is very hard to defend against.
It is, with the pace that we've got in the team, and also on the bench as well. Abby Inden, I always say how she can glide past players. So I think that's been a huge addition, in kind of the past 12, 18 months, is the amount of pace now that we've got through the team.
That's a good switch by Phoebe Davis over to the left. Snape, good footwork. She's been a little bit left out. Everything seems to have come down the right so far, so she tries something, and now she can restart it. And here now is Bartle. Oh, now Smith is able to come on. She didn't get the shouts, and well, Rare error by Bartle as well. Danger here. It's a good effort. It's a superb goal.
Surely that's not allowed.
Well, I think this is the massive problem with this 30-second rule, that referees seem to allow players to just come on after 30, whereas normally
I get the 30-second rule now, but surely once the 30 seconds have passed, you've got to, put them on when the ball's nowhere near where they are, so they can't come in and influence like what's just happened. It was a great finish, but I don't think it should never have stood. That should not happen.
I mean, for me, and I'll check the rules to make sure, I think the ref's right, but the rule is ridiculous. So I saw nothing wrong. Apart from that, I don't like the 30-second rule anyway. I mean, clearly Jenkins had taken a blow to the head. If she's passed, fit to carry on, why can't she just go back on? She's clearly not trying to waste time. But apart from that, the way it seems to be interpreted is that now they just don't make any difference as to where the ball is on the pitch, and that's wrong. As we've just seen there, where Smith knows what's around her. There's nothing around her. And then all of a sudden there is, and that's not Smith's fault.
It'd be interesting what the refs are saying to themselves at the night, because they're obviously mic'd up, talking to each other, so it'd be interesting what they're saying to each other right now.
Well, absolutely. Well, Jenkins feeding it back out wide, and Aberystwyth suddenly have got a surprise way back into this game, 1-1. It was, as you said, a brilliant finish by Jenkins. Craven have no chance, because Craven is in the correct position for where the game was. It's just that suddenly an Aberystwyth player is allowed to come on and be an extra player.
I'm also curious because so far we've had 3 long shots from Aber. Is that a tactical? To be fair, that far out, but that was quite very far out. But actually, is that something that maybe they've thought that's the way to beat, top corner, beat Lizzie, or is it just we can't get close?
I think it's a good. Unfortunately, I think it's a good tactic in this league. Unfortunately, I think goalkeepers in this league struggle with the ball higher up than them, and it's just the way at the moment where the standard of the league is for me personally. But it is a difficult area for a lot of female goalkeepers across all levels to deal with.
And it feels more obvious, I was going to say, though, so far in this game, almost like they've been encouraged to, that's compared to other teams in other games.
Their tails are up now, aren't they, as they whip that in, looking for Jenkins again. Craven's okay to deal with that.
On that, though, know that our defenders are so good and probably haven't got enough finesse in their attack to beat our defenders. Almost like they're trying to shoot before the defenders are called into play.
Yeah.
Barker again, similar position to last time. Good challenge by Isaac, just forcing it wide. Crucial challenge by Isaac, but I mean, we've seen so often with her, haven't we? She is so quick across the ground, and she did ever so well to force Barker wide.
Isaac is naturally, her original position is a forward player. And it's always baffled me all these years that she plays centre back, and I feel like she'd be a massive threat for them up top.
She's a good defender as well, though, isn't she?
Yeah. And that's the thing, you can remove a good player anywhere on the pitch. Like we did it last year with Liv Fuller. Like Liv was playing right back, centre mid, centre back. Before she got injured, she was our top goal scorer.
Exactly.
Can I just ask Del her thoughts? Because we've got 3 Aber players forwards. We've left a 3v3 here.
Well, let's see what happens here as Bartle has it in a tight angle. The pullback's inaccurate, though, and it's cleared by Chambers. Now, here we have the 3-3. Not quite coming into effect, but yeah, it's a bold gambit.
I think it's a bit like... What's the saying? Like, a bit like,
if it works,
ideally
it's great.
You want the defensive overload, always. But then that means you lose players in the box, so maybe that's the ploy that they're trying to teach. But like Aber taking the risk, leaving more players out the box. So if we keep players in the box, that should create us more opportunities. But then we've got to make sure we don't get caught out in the counter-attack. Then if we score from that, including us, including the fans and everyone watching this stream, will be like, well, why didn't we defend that properly in the first place? So it's a difficult one. I think we've probably got a bit more belief in our defending. We've got a bit more speed than they have in their forward line, maybe, so we're going to take that risk.
That's another great ball by Smith. Jones, early cross, and Isaac, beg your pardon, Matthias as well on the stretch. to prod it behind. Let's see what they do. Are they going to do that again, Aberystwyth? Yep, they are, sending the 3 up. I'm thinking for me as well that as a goalkeeper, maybe a less crowded penalty area isn't the worst thing in the world.
Playing, like, personal preference as a set piece coach in work as well as a goalkeeper coach, I would prefer overload. I think as the game goes on, say if we've got the lead, a 2-1 lead for example, I think we'll be a little bit more defensive. I think at the moment the game's still wide open, there's a lot of game left to go. I think possibly, yeah, we can take the risk because we know we're going to get goals today, more than just the one we scored.
Well, that's a pre-planned one. Lee Jones can't quite get to it. The ball will be kept in the danger area by Bartle. That's good pressing, that, to force her away. Fair play to Aberystwyth, and Isaac is fighting away. The Wrexham skipper, though, secure on the ball. Yeah, that 3 up for the corner tactic also just poses the issue because naturally they spread. One's on the centre spot, the other 2 on the touchlines. And it just stretches Wrexham's defence. There's Mahmood, first sight of her fast feet. That's unlucky. Interception, Mahmood keeps going. There was a shout for handball. I'm not convinced it was. Mahmood's still going, but in the end is surrounded by Aberystwyth shirts. They are working so hard. And that's a decent little ball across the penalty area, the halfway line, beg your pardon. Can't quite be kept in. But yeah, once more.
No, I've been really impressed with how Aberystwyth have started this game. They haven't sat back and defended like you often do when you're playing a team that's better than you. They've brought the game to Wrexham, and I don't think maybe Wrexham were expecting the game to come to them like this either. So fair play to Aber. But like I said before, how long are they going to sustain this? Because that, I for a fact know just by watching, like Wrexham are the fittest team in the league.
It's a high energy approach against a team that's the fittest in the league. That's a good ball again for Barker, who's making hay down this right channel corner. Good tackle by Matthias, but again they're getting stretched. In open play, Aberystwyth are leaving themselves with the same one-on-one issue we're talking about from that they pose from corners, aren't they? Barker is isolating defenders and running at them, and that can't be a good thing for them. Snape then with another corner. That last one was a cute one, but again Aberystwyth were switched on to it. Wrexham have got a player on Steele, the keeper. And that's swept into a great area. Bartle can't quite make it. Did they take a flick off Isaac? Both sides asked for the throw. Yes, it did. Steele was excellent in the 5-0 Wrexham win at Park Avenue as Aberystwyth sent players back to defend the throw-in, and they just about do. It wasn't the most composed defending as a unit, but now they got a chance to break, which ends thanks to some great work there in midfield. Barker benefiting. Again, they crowd her out. Cara Jones did so well there to win it, and Barker continues to run at the heart of Aberystwyth's defence. So yeah, this is it's a proper scrap, and credit to Aberystwyth for that. Cara Jones is on the corners on this side. Again, we like to play the in-swingers, although there's a variation and a chance for a shot. Oh, always leading backwards from Mood. Doesn't make proper contact with it.
No, I think if we're getting this many corners already, and we're going to probably have a lot more to come, I think it's really important that Wrexham have a lot of variation of the type of corners, even a long delivery, picking out different areas. But in a game where you're getting constant corners, you have to be adaptable, you have to try different things, otherwise it's going to get easy for the defending team to defend.
There seems to be a little bit of choppiness perhaps on the stream for the viewers as Kersey picks the ball up 30 yards out. So 1-1 here, and Aberystwyth really giving it a proper go. That's a good ball in across the face, and they're in their lead. You've got to see the celebrations on the bench. We didn't deal with the cross coming into the goal mouth, and Aberystwyth, well, they're looking to spring a real shock here.
I've got to give credit to Aber. They have significantly improved since last season. I think they've got a new manager here, haven't they, as well, right, who has really drilled them well. They are moving well as a team, their formation, their structure, everything. And actually, doesn't that just show that, like Dal just said, we've had opportunity after opportunity. Should have scored early with Barker. We have a corner. And actually, unless you're ruthless and clinical, like we said earlier, and however they go in. I mean, I'm not sure it was the cleanest, but she was in the right place and she scored. You know, it's all credit. I mean, they have significantly improved.
And I think it's really important now as Wrexham go through the season. Obviously, top of the league. We're now, like we said before, we're expected to win. It's not like, oh, we don't know, or there's a hope that we might win, might not. It's really important that, yes, we're confident in our ability, but not to get complacent against teams like this, because a team like Aber, who every single player plays for the badge and plays for the club, like, you've still got to be on your toes, because, well, look at the game so far.
Absolutely, and it's very different from the game at Park Avenue, which Wrexham were very comfortable in, but yeah, fair play to Aberystwyth. Yeah, Rhys John James, the manager, came in the summer and certainly appears to have made an impact anyway. Like I said, they're competitive with the mid-table teams now, as they weren't really last season. But goodness me, this is one hell of a surprise result. Still plenty of time to go, and of course that superior fitness up Wrexham's sleeve. But Amy Jenkins, experienced player, has 2 goals now. The first one controversial but brilliant, depending on your outlook. That looks offside. Flag stays down. Now then, Mahmood pulls it back, and again, is that a case of we need to be a bit more ruthless? It's a great position for us to not get even a shot out on. I need to go over the top once more. It's Seren Evans who set up the goal in a similar position, can't quite keep it in, but they are starting to make hay down that side of the pitch.
Yeah, like, you can see their style of play, like, they're shooting from distance, but also when they're getting the ball in the middle thirds, they're being quite direct and playing it over the top of our back line, and they're playing down our left-hand side quite often, because I think their wide forward knows she's faster than Phoebe, unfortunately. So that's an area where they're targeting. Obviously, they just scored a goal from that area as well. So Wrexham either need to stop that direct ball ASAP, or does Phoebe adjust her body position, start dropping a little bit sooner so she's got a head start on the run?
Or do we even change our shape a bit for Snape to be a bit deeper as well? But there's an issue there, which we've seen twice, that Wrexham need to address, and it's not a position we've been in all that often this season, is it? Having to work out something against the opposition in a home game.
No, and it would be interesting now what Jenny will say at half-time, what she's saying now, but also the players, you know, how they're going to cope with the rest of the game. Are they going to keep level-headed and believe in their game plan, or are they going to get annoyed and frustrated by what's going on?
Barker did well to keep that alive with her pace. Lily Jones on the right now has got support from Smith, whose use of the ball has been superb so far. On that right foot, putting it into an inviting area, but a good header away. Isaac Clark now. Bartle. Well, if there's any Cardiff fans watching this, they'll be loving it. That's a nice ball down the line, and a chance for Snape to feed it on further. Mahmood has dragged Isaac out from the middle. Draws her to it. That's great change of feet. Good ball in as well. Barker can't quite take it. Again, Lily Jones is retrieving the ball out on this right-hand side. Good first touch. Pulls the cross in, and it's hacked clear by Matthias to Jenkins. On a hat-trick now, of course. He's done well there to feed it in, but great strength to win the ball back by Rosie Hughes, knocking Egan over. Wow, this is unexpectedly competitive, if I'm honest. Lily Jones back to Smith. Wrexham Ultras trying to make some noise and just rouse the team. Bartle now, the switch is on. It's Davis. Ooh, I said it was slippery here. Smith now. Still Snape is calling for the ball to be switched across to her. Cara Jones. Smith once more. Can Wrexham work the angle for the cross? Smith stands it in. Steele comes. Ooh, just gets a good clearance. Wrexham keep putting the pressure on. Aberystwyth for the first time really trapped in their penalty area. Smith once more. So often the player looking to unlock things. That's neatly done. Mahmood. Smith once more. Cara Jones available out wide. Smith uses her. Lots of bodies in the box. Jones delivers, but again, it was decent work just to force it wide by Evans, and now Wrexham are going to restart once more. Aberystwyth though will want an out ball. They need to try and get out from here. All players behind the ball. Oh, and Lily Jones runs into trouble. Jenkins. Can they break once more? Egan just has to wait for the ball to arrive, and that allows Barker to come back and work hard. Wrexham still keeping a high line because Aberystwyth have been trying to knock that ball in behind us. Attempt to do that. Snape is alert. But yeah.
We've just seen then as well, like we've had basically the ball switching it back and forth sort of in their final third, but you know, in that attacking half, and Aber basically dropped all their players around the edge of the box. Now that's at a point where we should use that to our advantage. Like, right, they're a little bit tired now, they're all dropping and they're just defending the box. So now if they try to attack, they won't be able to be effective, hopefully. But also, it also means if they're defending the box that well structured, we now need to make sure we're moving that ball a little bit quicker to create little chances, make movements not to get on the ball, but just to drag a player away to create space for someone else.
Well, that was a good ball out wide by Davis. That was snappy, but equally it was a really good tackle as well, and Clark has to come across now. Concedes the throw. Jenkins showed strength. Yeah, it's a real challenge, fascinating challenge. Yeah, we certainly on that occasion weren't able to pass our way through a crowded central area. Smith's delivery from the right is looking our most creative option at the moment. Can we get her a bit more advanced into positions where she can whip crosses in? Slipped out of the hands. And a bit of a coming together. Ref will have to stop play again there. It wasn't Jenkins again, was it? Yeah. It's in the wars. But yeah, Wrexham having a real challenge here. Goodness me, and credit to Aberystwyth. You can see what they're looking to do. I like a team like that where you can see what they're working on. You can see what they're trying to exploit. They can see what they're trying to counteract. And thus far, it's gone so well for them.
Absolutely, game plan's completely worked, and like Del said, are we starting to see a bit of tiredness creep in, or is that coached again? Actually, just drop in behind, make it really difficult, crowd the box, stay compact.
Oh, that's a good ball now. Then Barker has to wait for it to arrive. Mahmood's ahead of her. Good recovery challenge that to prod it behind by Fiona Evans, but. Again, Wrexham getting into those promising positions. Again, that ball down the right channel, finding Barker. They just need to make those count. Snape with another delivery from the right-hand side. Mahmood is lurking on the edge of the area. Lily Jones again has space centrally on the edge of the box. But Aberystwyth already read that once, and you can see there's a player on the edge of the 6-yard box ready to drive after it if that's tried. So it's beyond the far post. Bartle, well done again by Libby Isaac. Just gets it well, beats her to it. That was into a good area for Bartle to attack, but Isaac stood strong. And Wrexham have to restart. No need to rush, no need to panic. There's loads of goals in this team. Smith, the early ball then easily repelled. And good strength by Mahmood as she's forced away from goal by Scarfield. Smith now. It's got movement ahead of it. Mahmood. Can we get Mahmood on the ball in areas where she can hurt Aberystwyth like she did against Swansea, winning those 2 penalties? That's neatly done, and Mahmood is working hard to find space. Wrexham trying to keep the ball moving. Smith. Mahmood once more. First touch wasn't the best, but she's drawn a defender in. Great feet, great strike, great save. Oh, I thought that was past her. Really good, strong hand by Steele.
Really good save, really reactive, full stretch, really good save. But that was actually decent chance and goal. She tried to put it away from the goalkeeper. Maybe it lacked a little bit of power because it was stuck underneath her boot, and that allowed the keeper to be able to make that save. But yeah, can't take away her credit for the save. It was a really good save.
Yeah, great work by Sophie Steele. Like I said, she let in 5 against Wrexham at Park Avenue, but was excellent. Now then, Cara Jones delivering just too much on it for Rosie Hughes, who peeled away from the near post. Mahmood again on the dribble. Another long-range effort! Oh, what a strike! That is tremendous. And like I said, this team's got goal power. And if you're struggling to break down a stubborn defence, something like that can happen. Once again, Del, just that envelope under the bar proving to be...
Yeah, and unfortunately, it is a prevalent problem in this league at this level. But also in a lot of women's games, apart from maybe the top level, I believe most women goalkeepers, and this is me coaching full time in this environment, coaching goalkeepers and doing a lot of work on it with my young goalkeepers to try and make them better at it. It is hard. It is really hard. It is a massive sort of area of weakness across the game for female goalkeepers.
As Aberystwyth restart, I mean, it's also that awareness, isn't it, of players like Mahmood realising that dipping shot has always got a chance. I forgot I was going to say as well with the Jenkins first goal, I feel like that is more smart thinking. You know, Craven is not out of position because we have safe possession on the halfway line, but once suddenly they've got unexpected possession there.
No, Amy Jenkins has recognised that Liz is off the line, and anyone at any level, men or women, gonna give that a go. So, like, I've known Amy for a few years now, played with her a few years ago in the Welsh setup, and like, she knows she's clever about football, she knows football, she understands it, she's got football brain. So if she sees that, she's going to try it all day long.
Yeah, just to explain, because it sounds like there was a little bit of interruption on the stream, and maybe some of you didn't see it, but hang on, here's Wrexham coming forward. Hughes looking for the pace of Barker. She'll do well to keep that in, and she can't. Yeah, that equalising goal which shifted the dynamic. Aberystwyth were on the front foot in terms of trying to press in our half, but then when we scored, Rosie Hughes with a great finish, you sort of thought, okay, the writing's on the wall for them now. But the equaliser was controversial because Jenkins had gone off with a head injury, was called on for the 30 seconds with the ball right next to her, and Josie Smith didn't know she was there. She comes on, grabs the ball, and then very cute shoots from virtually the halfway line as Davis has a great tackle and scores. It's a brilliant goal, and I kind of think, I'll double check on the rules, but I think that the officials are right, but this new rule is a joke. You know, that now you don't wait till the ball's away from the player, they come on after 30 seconds.
I just don't believe ever, even if the 30 seconds is up, you shouldn't allow hits that can go directly influence the play. It should not be allowed. Like, I was at a game yesterday, Arsenal versus Liverpool in the WSL, and the fourth official was following one of the Liverpool players all the way up the line because she wanted to join back.
Isaac's pace there does well just to cover that run. Yeah, I'm going to get the rules up. I've decided, because I've seen it happen a few times like it did here as well. And if that is the way it's supposed to be applied, it's daft. Here's Snape in a deeper position, feeding Craven. And Wrexham back with parity. And that is the key thing about this Wrexham team. I might say about any football match as well. Even if things go wrong, you've just got to keep your head. It's when you start panicking. And we saw that a little bit yesterday with the crowd at Preston, where they were getting on their teams back halfway through the first half, telling them to hurry up. No, you don't rip up the plan unless you see something going spectacularly wrong or something that's really been exploited by the other team. You don't just start panicking and launching it. And Wrexham haven't done. We know we got goals and we know there's no need to be panicky just because you're behind halfway through the first half.
Just for the day, as long as you're winning and you're getting the points, no matter how, even if absolutely smashing, and then leaderboard and that. Yeah.
Yes, Barker wins the free kick. Scarfield just clipped her. Barker looked like she wanted to carry on, but yeah, that contact stopped her.
I think what Wrexham today need to remember is the quality that's in the team. And you look at Mahmood before, created a little bit of space, and look at the finish. So we've got players who can create out of nothing. And like you said, Mark, just got to keep, remember what the game plan is, not panic, and just know that those chances, you know, even at 2-1 down, we were having chances, corner after corner, we were creating, we weren't clinical enough.
So here's Snape. She may have a goal from here. 3-player wall, and she's set that out a long way outside the post, and that was going to have to loop a heck of a lot to drop back in and trouble the keeper. But you can see she's looking to sort of test that area, isn't she, in the top left corner. We've also seen how good Steele is at shots at waist height, the way she saved that Mahmood shot before. That's a good foot in by Smith. Mahmood again. That's an inaccurate pass, though, looking to bring Snape into play. Wrexham get the ball back cheaply. Lily Jones now. Mahmood's going over the top. Jones drilling it in. I think she was aiming for Mahmood. So, Steele, as we're getting towards the end of the first half, time flies and you're having fun. It's just naturally taking a bit of time. Clark mishits that. Wrexham, of course, as we said, have quality on the bench. I mean, quite apart from Abby Hiddenden. I mean, Faye Knox has been in spectacular form, so she'll be eager to get on.
I say this every week, and people probably me saying it. I say it on here or on the her same strength and depth, and it's just one of the reasons we're doing so well. So, like Jenny can know if players on the pitch, you're not happy with someone or they're not bringing out the outcomes they wanted, they know they can bring someone else off and rely on them to do a job. She'll give and she can rely on them to do the job, because everyone on that bench wants to play. But at that point, when they get that chance, look at Rosie, like, they'll make it count if they want to get in the squad the next week, and that's what Rosie's done the last 2 weeks, and now she's starting. So yeah, there's real terrific depth. Now then, offside. That looked tightish to me, actually. The defender beyond Mahmood, I wasn't sure. It was Isaac, it was, whether she was playing her on, to be honest. But anyway, it's a free kick, and Rebecca Mathias will take.
I think going back to Dell's point around the strength and depth, our bench would be starting week in, week out, pretty much in the rest of the Adran Prem. Maybe other than Cardiff, but they'd be starting.
Is Barker in a deep position, feeding it over the top. That's a nice ball. Snape now has got players pouring forward in support of Hughes, the only player in the box at the moment. Snape waits for that support and drills a nasty one in, but too close to Steele, whose handling is secure. There's not been as much down the left, has there? Smith has been getting forwards really well to support Cara Jones on the right. Barker's been making those runs down there as well, as Jones just drops out of that header. Bartle. The diagonal, that's a good ball. Snape will have to watch the bounce mind as well to keep that in. Feeds it inside, just too much on it for Mahmood to get to. Bartle now in the air against Jenkins, good header. Lily Jones does well, does very well. Unlucky there, she tried to work it through, she hops up and down in frustration as she nearly worked Mahmood in. And now the early ball's too early.
I think what we're seeing now, we're starting to see Aber fatigue. So they're getting the ball, and they're no longer effective or that much dangerous. They're not turning us facing our own goal. So this is the time where we have to keep the momentum and try get more goals in this moment, because I think start the second half, they'll come back out flying again and they'll have that little bit of a rest and they'll start strong again. We just got to make sure that we don't let it affect our confidence, or, you know, like Lucy said, we still got to make sure we play our style, so don't panic.
Well, it's a bit wet here, and I'm not sure if a little bit of wet might have got into Dell's microphone. You were going a bit crackly there. So I've just taken it out and in again. Proper IT crowd style technology. Let's see if that helps at all. As Snape again looking to get down the left hand side. The ball partially clears. That's a very ambitious shout for handball. A gutsy piece of defending by Chambers. He was such a creative player, but is having to put in a proper shift on the edge of her own penalty area. Now then, that's a bit of improvisation. Now who's holding who there? Referee is looking for help from the line and gives the goal kick in the end.
I don't think the referee had any idea there, so she looked at the official here, and it's 50-50.
I don't think anybody had an idea. I certainly didn't. If in doubt, goal kick. I guess what would be the safe thing to do.
Yeah.
So yeah, Aberystwyth, I think you're right, Dal. I think they're just a touch slower, aren't they? As that's good work, though. Scourfield skipping away from Jones, and a cute idea with the outside of her foot. Egan was the target. Good work by Craven. No nonsense. Gets her out of play.
Yeah, good starting position. It's really important that she stays alert to that, because like we said, that is their style of play, like that, where they caught us out both times now for their goals. So she's just got to make sure she stays alert for exactly that moment.
Well, fingers crossed. I heard every word of that, so hopefully that switch her off and on again move worked. I am available for IT work, of course, everybody. If you have an infrastructure problem in your office block, I will happily come and cut the power.
Just turn it on and off. That usually fixes it.
Exactly so. I, as an extra service, and I will be billing for this, I did also blow out some water from the socket. So
I was going to ask if it was specifically in like wet weather conditions. Is that your niche specialty?
Well, I am. You're quite right. I am a marine IT expert. You're quite right. But I can operate in dry conditions. But it's not my preference. There's Lily Jones now looking for the killer pass. That's 2 minutes added time, I reckon. Ball fed back to Sophie Steele. Didn't get a sight of the board, but I've learned. Thank you. And fair play. The fourth official told us that anyway. Good for him. I wouldn't remember to turn it around, but I have learned from this league. There's a tiny little indicator on the back of those boards that tells you what's been put in. So I was able to work it out. Mahmood now in the hole. Nice deft footwork, but very determined play by Scourfield to win the ball back. And then Jenkins, who is a smart striker, isn't she, wins the free kick and relieves the pressure. And now Wrexham again, just having to close out this half. I've put 30-second rule in to Google, but it's just telling me about how you can eat food if it drops on the floor within half a minute. So I'll try and have a more thorough look at half time. Smith, that's a great ball. Hughes now, Barker and Marks in the middle. Evans desperately trying to get back to cover her. Hughes has Mahmood and Marks at the far post as well. Defence getting back now though. Clark, lined that up, and we know she can strike the ball really well from that sort of range. Doesn't on that occasion, gets too much on it, if anything. But yeah, that was an opportunity there. I wonder if Hughes could have just got that earlier ball in as players attack the box. But having said that, I'm not about to start telling Rosie Hughes what to do in the outside penalty area, quite frankly. Right, good flick on. Jenkins dropping off to help out from the goal kick in midfield. A tactic we used to use Abby Hindon for last season, I recall. Craven moves on. Not long left now till the break. Smith looks up. That's a good idea. Looking for Mahmood. Well read by Matthias. Throw into Wrexham. Time running out. So Smith to take the throw. And that is half time. Well, we've had a proper first half here. Aberystwyth set themselves out tremendously well to trouble Wrexham, and we are able to have a look at that first goal now by Wrexham. The first Aberystwyth goal, I beg your pardon, which of course was not, I don't know, some of you may not have seen, so controversial. A throw-in of a ball play to the halfway line, and Jenkins was off the pitch after having a head injury, fulfilled the 30 seconds and then stepped back on the pitch, nicks it from Josie Smith and then does brilliantly to launch it home. But the key is, the thing I'm Googling, I reckon that the rule change, which says you still have 30 seconds, also means that you're allowed to come on after 30 seconds, which is farcical. I've been whinging about that a few times in commentary this season, but I haven't seen it happen to that extent. But if that rule hasn't been changed, it's a big mistake by the officials. But if it has been changed, then it's a stupid rule, quite frankly.
I just think I think it was 30 seconds. It was 30 seconds, so he followed that rule. But I think it should 30 seconds within reason, putting them on at the right time. Like putting them on exactly where the ball is. For me, that's not right. Surely that's a rule. Surely that's the bit that shouldn't be thingy. So I think the rest are going to go in there now, and I think that would be the massive discussion point for them.
I agree with you 1,000,000%, but I don't have faith in the people who make rules to be smart enough to see it that way. I guess is the way I'm looking at it. So basically, I mean, we've had a cracking first half here. It was 2-2 as well a week ago against Swansea in an absolutely superb game. So while you guys all enjoyed the highlights of that match, I'm going on to Google to get the actual rules up, and we'll have a good debate. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the highlights of the Swansea game while I get onto my phone. And that's a brilliant ball. Chivers will get there first, and Chivers scores, and Swansea take the lead at the Rock. And that was all down to the excellence of Chivers. Like I say, she's a high quality player. And, well, great finish, yes, and that is Barker drilling the ball home. 6 league games in a row now that she's scored, and 9 is the club record, beg your pardon. And I tell you what, I would say that's a proper penalty. Thomas now, chance to put an early ball in. Nasty ball in as well, and it's good! Straight away in the first 30 seconds. That is all about Chivers, the quality of her ball. Such good awareness there. Good reaction from the Wrexham fans, making a lot of noise, but that was a great cross in by Thomas. And now Barker spots it up. Hawkins got close to the last one, but Barker really nailed it, didn't she? Oh, exactly the same! Beautiful penalty, drills it into the same corner. Keeper goes the right way again, and just can't get there because the quality of the strike. You've got to love Katie Barker, but I've got to say, you've got to love her because she just backs herself. Snape then signals, and Snape has lost him. Bartle's lost him. Marker again. Suckley across the face. Yes, it's there. Wrexham score, and it's got to be Lily Jones. It's got to be Lily Jones. Look at that celebration. She's one of our own. The quality of the delivery by Snape, not for the first time. Wrexham have 2 players unmarked at the far post. They lose their markers. Suckley got to it, heads it back across their face, and how's that for a controlled headed finish by Lily Jones? Wrexham take the lead. Mahmood battling well with John Chivers, good touch, but Wrexham show hustle, and now then Barker has a lovely ball. Hughes is definitely onside. Can she finish? Hughes! Lovely feet. Can she get the shot off? Yes, she can! Rosie Hughes! Miss Wrexham! That is sensational, and that is all she wrote. Brilliant from Hughes. She couldn't get the shot off at first, but she persisted, and Wrexham have won this immense game. Welcome back to the Rock. Being very antisocial with Del and Lucy, because I've been searching for the rule, and it's as clear as mud. It looks like, and this is a slight surprise to me, until this season it was only guidance to the Premier League and the Football League. It was not in the rules of the game at all. And there's a quite good website for nerds like me, in which referees argue about the laws, and they tend to talk a lot of sense on it. So I had a look at that, and they're all arguing about it is a law change because the ref's been told to do it. No, it's not. It's not in the laws of the game. It's been brought in as an actual rule this season for head injuries. I heard you were saying that, Lucy. So supposedly, let's be honest, it doesn't get done consistently at all. If a player's got a head injury, once play stops, they must go off the pitch for 30 seconds for an assessment. Now, I'm not yet finding anything saying that the ball mustn't be near them when they come back on. I'm not saying... I'm looking further now, but at the moment I'm not seeing anything saying that the officials were wrong in that.
Because I know there's a rule of if the physio comes on the pitch to see a player that's injured, that player has to come off. Obviously, I understand the 30-second rule for a head injury, especially with everything that's gone on. You know, like especially in rugby, I think that's what sort of, you know, influenced football, isn't it? The head injuries rugby players get. But so I get the 30-second rule there, but obviously, it's why you see now, like goalkeepers will go down injured to bring the physio on, knowing they can't come off, to allow the teams to talk. Obviously that's in a lot of dispute at the minute with Man City. Very obvious how they were doing it just a couple of weeks ago, but I mean we do it at club level. Wrexham will do it at club level with me and work. We do at international levels. It happens at all levels, but I personally think, like, I'm being so passionate about this, like, that should not be allowed. How she just come on? You can't. That's directly influencing a play, and she's come off the pit, come off the sideline. Josie, like, rightly so, didn't expect anyone behind her because she's at the side of the pitch. So for me, that's, if there's no rule in place, that's probably why it's allowed. But I just think common sense, why did the fourth official let him on at that exact moment?
Yeah.
He could have waited for Josie to go, receive the ball, then drive at the pitch and then let her on. He only needed to wait 5 more seconds. So I'm very passionate about this, as you can tell. Like, that's really annoyed me. Really annoyed me.
And I'm passionate about the whole making players stay off the pitch as well. But it just looks to me, you know, obviously you'll have rules, and then they'll be applied by, they'll apply it in terms of how the officials sort of agree on the consensus of what to do. And I just get the feeling that the consensus is officials will allow you after the 30 seconds, and that's that. I've just got the feeling that I've never seen an instance as blatant as that, but I've often had the feeling, you know, watching games this season, that players will just come on and you think, oh, they're close to the ball, aren't they? But it does seem to be how the officials have all agreed to officiate this rule. And I agree. I think that's absolutely insane. Absolutely crazy. But it looks to me like that's how they've agreed to handle it. And I'm struggling to find anything contradicting that as I'm looking through the laws of the game here. I've got to be honest.
So we were just chatting, Del, weren't we, about keepers going down for tactical reasons. And my question to Del was, well, how do we stop it? And you'd said, oh, you know, maybe referees have to decide whether a keeper's actually injured or not. But again, for me, that feels quite subjective, a bit like this rule where, again, my question in the break was, OK, at 30 seconds, do I have to come back onto the pitch, or can I wait for the right, a bit like what's happened here, can I wait for the right time where we're breaking and player doesn't see behind their shoulder that I'm there? So for me, something like that would be really subjective, but equally I don't know how you stop it, really. So it's, yeah, I mean, for me that's probably the most blatant one we've seen, isn't it? And that's impacted the game so much as well. It's not like she nicked the ball and then Wrexham got the ball back. It clearly led to a goal.
You know the ref, Del. Come on, get him.
That's exactly right. I'm not going to say any more. We are good friends and from years back, and I know his family very well, so I'm going to say no more about that.
Well, what I can tell you, like I say, I clearly, I think, need to have a good sit down and go through all of this. But I've just searched through the actual laws of the game, and the phrase 30 seconds is not in there. So again, that's a strange one. But anyway, all I can say is that, yeah, I totally agree. It's wrong, but it may well be, to be fair to the ref, he is applying it as referees are agreeing to apply it. But it's just insane. Yeah. It's just absolutely insane. You can't do that. It's crazy.
It's definitely a situation that needs to be up for discussion. So I know, Connor the ref, he was just saying to us before the game that every game he refs and so on, every game that each ref, it gets watched and they get given feedback from the higher above. So I imagine that's going to be discussed. Whether it's amongst himself right now in the changing room, definitely will be. He'll probably get some feedback on it from the higher ups. He might even have some questions himself. Like, he probably wasn't sure what to, because it is a grey area. So, and yeah, I mean, maybe that's another rule that's going to come in place one day, because there's so many silly rules coming in. But that's actually, for me, actually a good rule. Don't allow a player back on the pitch that can directly influence a play.
It's incredibly obvious, isn't it? Which is why it makes you scratch your head. But I agree, actually. I do think an awful lot of rules being brought in the last few years feels like more than usual. Now, that could be wrong. And I'm not convinced that all of them are great. Some of them, I think, definitely have been brought in because of VAR, which is all very well. But why should you change the rules of football because of a system which shouldn't be changing the rules? It should be helping you to apply the rules. And why should rules then alter at levels like this? At levels with, most football, vast majority of football is not played with VAR. Why are we having to adhere to those? I'm thinking about the handball rules. There's the particular one for me. If you handle the ball just before you score, it's got to be given as handball, even if it's accidental and wouldn't be ruled as handball on the halfway line. Well, why are there two handball rules then? That's absolute nonsense to me.
And so going back to VAR, I mean, I think I know the answer here, but do we think that one would be reviewed, or is the actual law, the rule of the game, what happened is fine, or would VAR have, because she didn't run on at the back post and tap in to score, is the argument maybe from the referee's side, well, there was still a lot to do. She, still had to pass the ball and then the long shot, but would that scenario, do we think, would VAR have reviewed that?
Well, I'm gonna do my my pathetic bureaucratic teacher thing first and say all goals must be reviewed. So it definitely gets reviewed. And I think, I think it then comes down to what is the guidance these officials have been given. Have they been given the guidance 30 seconds and then on, in which case that's a goal, or is it not? Or is it just one of those classic VAR situations of they must all be sitting in the box thinking, right, okay, we should disallow that, but we're not allowed to unless it's blatant. So although we don't like it, we'll allow it. Which again is I have a lot of sympathy for officials. It's a horrible position to put officials into, but they must be looking and thinking, ooh, that's a shirt pull, but VAR doesn't tend to pull over shirt pulls, so I'll not give it, but it is a foul. That's wrong to put officials in those positions too. Oh, I like an angry half-time. Can we
I guess you're right, Mark. If the rule is 30 seconds and you're on regardless, doesn't matter where the ball is on the pitch, then that is a goal. Then that's correctly a goal.
But I
guess it's not clear.
I think that's what it is, and it's wrong. But I don't think the officials are at fault myself. You're right, Del. They're going to have a proper discussion about. My God, if they weren't, that'd be crazy. But I kind of think they were applying the rules as they are applied. But man, it was crazy. That.
What I would say, though, in summary of the half, Aber have significantly improved since last year, and it was, it's been a good half of football, but I think Wrexham are probably going a bit disappointed that they weren't leading that game because they had more opportunities. We just weren't ruthless enough.
Well, the script says that now Aber come out and there's a hard 45 minutes in their legs against the Wrexham team full of running, and it's very, very tough for them. To be fair to Aber, they just ignored the script in the first half, didn't they? So you never know.
But I think this Wrexham team has the ability in the second half, 60 minutes plus especially, to get on top of teams purely because they're a lot fitter, a lot more dynamic. So, I mean, these are Wrexham girls train so much throughout the week. It's a lot more contact time than what I was doing just last season. So it's obvious a lot more contact time on the pitch, a lot more work in the gym. Like, they're going to be a lot fitter, and I definitely think they're on the pitch more often than the opposition team. So 60 minutes plus especially, Wrexham, as have done the whole this season, are going to get on top. And then it will be interesting then to see what chances we can create and if we're ruthless enough from there. And
we saw that happen against Swansea, who should be one of the stronger sides physically last Sunday. And we also know that from chats we had before the match, I think the club itself were conscious of the fact they could do that to Swansea, so it'll be in their thoughts today. And it's a big matter in our favour, but Aberystwyth showed the spirit of a side who want to deny you, and fair play to them. Can they keep that going, as we're about to get going for the second half? Aberystwyth still in it. Can Wrexham impose themselves in the second half? You certainly look full of goals in the first half, despite the fact that things didn't go according to plan. As we restart now, Clark instantly testing the centre-backs, and Isaac getting rid. Clark in again, robust work from her. And in the end, Scarfield runs into Mahmood, rather. Sorry, I had the chance to look at Money Ask Wrexham questions as well. I do apologise. We'll dive onto those as Davis helps it on, and Snape advanced early in the half. That's a nice layoff by Lily Jones. Hughes now, only one in the area. Other players are coming in to support. Snape, first time delivery is awkward. First corner of the half. It's no fun defending crosses in there. Wrexham ripping early ones in, often just putting it in behind the defenders who are stretching towards their own goal. Now to be careful not to miss it, the ball. As again, Aberystwyth send free up. More into a sort of half and half area, about 40 yards out. Wrexham still have to have the three back there. Oh, it's worked nicely. Barker now. Ooh, now that's a clumsy challenge, but you can see why the ref doesn't give it. And in fact, to be fair, Barker is only now asking the question. The defenders stayed down too.
To be fair, like, looking at, like, seeing that live, then I think they just both sort of slipped. I don't think there's anything obvious from an other player point of view. I think they just both slipped.
Yeah, Barker sort of asked the question after chasing the ball. I reckon if a striker's asking the question that late, they don't think it's a penalty themselves. Let's be honest. And yeah, I agree. It was clumsy, but I don't think it was anything sinister. Oh, as a drop of water just went right in my eye. That was spectacular. That was a hell of a shot, that. I look like I'm crying over the match now. Water rolling down at my eyeball. As well, we're able to resume without treatment. Oh, you see, felt it though. Just touching her. I think it was her eye. She banged her eye somehow. And then Snape gets caught in the face there accidentally by Scourfield, who's now looking to use her pace against Clark. She's got him behind her. She's got options, but she goes for goal instead. And Craven standing up at the near post, giving her very little to aim for. She was trying to actually clip it over inside the far post. That's not an easy finish.
I think she'll be disappointed there. I think you've either got to get it on target or you're pulling that back. I think scooping that over wasn't the right choice there.
No, being hypercritical, I thought his positioning was out of the goal there. I think she lost herself in the goal of him being hypercritical. Like, I think she'd gone more in front of the post rather than protecting the goal. So they'll be very disappointed with that. But how many chances are they going to get doing that? I personally, fitness-wise, I don't think that's going to happen as often. You know, they're making runs into the box. But what we've seen, the more dangerous ones are the direct balls and the long shots. So we've got to make sure that we're alert to them.
Well, here's a set piece now for Wrexham. Cara Jones on it. Players lurking on the edge of the area. Movement now, and Jones lofts it in, but it's too straight, that. Did I tell you, Del, that when I was in my miserable playing career, I should have been booked in every match for marking the 6-yard box? Because I was always getting lost between the posts. I was, to tell you. I had no idea where they were. I swear they used to move the penalty spot on me. Craven composed. And here is Davis, who's been using the ball really well, as has Smith. The Ball's fed inside by Hughes. Lily Jones in trouble, improvises a little prod. Great challenge that by Clark. He's looking very robust early on. Barker's done well. Now, Cara Jones has players up in support. Hughes in a bit of space. Does well to bring that down. Oh, that's a great finish. Tremendous ball in by Cara Jones. Wrexham have the lead. Hughes is on fire. And they'll have just a little look at the linesman then. No problem. What a first touch that was, though.
That was a brilliant first touch there by Rosie. I actually thought at first Cara might have overhit it, but there was Rosie unmarked. But yeah, like we said, Rosie scores goals. You give her that type of space in the box, she's going to finish. But what a great goal.
The composure Rosie then says calmly take it down on your chest, have a look up to the goalkeeper and just prod it past her. She didn't come in that excellent, like composure, the finish, the control, everything was excellent.
Superb, and that great ball in by Cara Jones. I thought it might just be arriving a bit too high for Rosie as it was coming in, but she judged it beautifully and she took it high on her chest, like almost collarbone high. It's a brilliant touch to drop it down like that.
Aerial balls have always been a massive strength for Rosie. So I don't think people realise it, how high she can jump, and she's not afraid to head the ball, and she's a very powerful person, as she's very athletic, very powerful. So she heads the ball properly. She's a, she's a threat. But yeah, like from that one then, like she obviously knew who was around her. She knew she could take that touch instead of heading the ball. So what composure, what a ball in the first place as well.
And also what a great reaction from Rosie, because about a minute before she had a bit of a coming together, she got bucked. So you kind of think, oh, is she getting a bit frustrated here? But like Del said, to then have that composure where she was in the box, just, yeah, great.
She bucked for that, was she? I saw the...
Yeah, both players were bucked.
Oh, right.
Both players were bucked.
Yeah. So, Wrexham are ahead. We are being made to work here. Egan, though, inaccurate, and Hughes, that's a cute idea. So, Wrexham ball. And yeah, Wrexham now pushing on. Snape squeezing it back. Again, Aberystwyth still working hard off the ball. Smith, again, playing with her head up, very aware of what's going on. Hughes dropping deep. Barker beaten in the air by Evans, but capitalises from it. Looks to win the corner. Evans has responded well to that. Scarfield trying to tame an awkward bounce. Matthias only half clear. Clark now. Here's Davis. Early ball's a good idea. Mahmood. Corner of the box. Snape. Onto that left foot. He's so good at ghosting past players like that. So tight in there. Snape's shot is blocked. Walking it in. We won't let them out from that area. Snape sensibly gets it out. Jones, difficult take. But still, Wrexham fight. Hughes' strength again. Barker outnumbered on the edge of the area. And that is a free kick.
You know what? I think that was an opportunity missed there. So Hannah's done really, really well getting to the byline, but her decision making to play it to Rosie on the line, like what can Rosie do at that point? She's in front of the goal right on the byline. But all the Aber defenders were in the 6-yard box, drawn towards goal. Katie Barker was out by the penalty spot or near it. So pull the ball back. The defenders have gone towards goal, pull it back. But if it's the right detail of the pass, first time finish all day long for Katie Barker.
Well, I can tell you what her decision's likely to be from this, because Snape's already had one shot from this sort of range, and we know how well she strikes the ball with her left foot. Steele lining up a 4-player wall, is going to have to be on her toes here. She's quite central. Does this tempt Snape towards the keeper's side? Snape steps up, good contact, flicks off the wall, and Steele gets across well. I think maybe the deflection took a tiny bit of pace off it, and Steele covered that well.
I'm actually surprised she shot there, because in the first half, the free kick she blasted over, Jenny Sugarman here was not happy about it, so I'm surprised that. But it looked like a bit more of a tactical set piece, a bit, but I'm surprised she did shoot there.
It was quite a conservative effort. She was more focused on just hitting the target rather than trying to hit an area of the goal.
Maybe after blasting over in the first half.
goal kick to Aberystwyth, who need to keep defying expectations and find a way back into this game now. The Wrexham fans making noise again. Now, do I report to the club, looking at the Cymru Football app, which is what is being officially sent to the Welsh FA, that we have missed both those yellows that you're mentioning, Lucy? They're not being recorded. Obviously, the ref will have a record, but maybe I shouldn't mention it, seeing as Rosie, don't want her having an extra yellow just because she earned it. Here's Craven. Yeah, she won't get away with it, but it's nice to dream. Here again is Smith, who has been so constructive on the ball. Snape, Wrexham starting to move it around, starting to stretch the pitch, starting to make Aberystwyth run. There's lateral movements. Craven steps up, which gives us an extra body higher up the pitch. Smith. Good vision. Hughes doesn't quite get that right. You can see what she's looking to do, as Cara Jones was on the blind side of the wing back. Lily Jones, good feet. Typical work and unlucky. Just couldn't quite hit Mahmood. High Desert Dragon and Ars Wrexham saying Rosie's doing so well this season. Absolutely. I mean, she's being handled very well as well. She's making real impacts off the bench. When she's starting, she's making an impact. Good foot in that by Jenkins.
Yeah, and for me, the most impressive thing about Rosie this season is her character and her attitude towards not playing as often as she probably wants. She's probably seen the players like Katie Barker, like Katie Barker's best in the league in my opinion, but she's always smiling, she's always working hard. Like, you can see if she's on the bench, she's always still in good spirits, even though she wants to be on the pitch. But when she comes, and that probably allows her then, when she is on the pitch, to, just enjoy being there. And like, when Rosie's enjoying her football, that's when you see her best. And like, she's, like you said, like, whether she come on as a sub or start the game, she made an impact on every game she played. Even if she's not directly scored or assisted, she's influenced the back line that allows others to score, for example. So, yeah, I've been really impressed with Rosie. I think she's really grown as a person, as a character as well in recent years as well. So, really happy for her.
Yeah, I'd completely agree with that as well. And another area for me where Rosie has really improved her game is a defensive game. So you see her tracking back, trying to get the ball back. If she loses the ball, she's trying to win the ball back. And even here we can see her dropping into space and playing this ball through here to Lily.
It's a hell of a good block there, isn't it? Isaac again, and she's done well to outmuscle Lily Jones. Not many managed to do that. But Wrexham are just moving her out and end, a bit like a sort of, I don't mean this in an insulting way, but like a training session, just nice shape to our movements and passing. Aberystwyth done well to win this back though, and now they come surging forwards. Scarfield looking to use pace, but Bartle has got plenty of that in her back pocket. There were people around suggesting in that first season we had in Adam Premier that maybe Rosie wasn't quite able to score goals at that level. And she got 15 goals that season, so I always thought that was nonsense. But last year, Suckley and Niddendon were first choice and had superb campaigns. It's just brilliant to see her playing like this and contributing to a side of so many attacking options, and just showing what she's got. As here now is Cara Jones again.
You know what though, I think that's part of the reason why she's doing better this season than she was last season. We've got so many players in the squad who can create chances, so she's always getting chances. But that moment just before where she's dropped into the space in between the defence and the midfield, maybe 2-3 years ago she never would have done that. She would have just stayed on the back line. So another thing that Rosie's added to her game is she's starting to understand the wider game. She's starting to understand a lot more about positioning, when to run down the channel, when she can stay on the top line, when she can utilise the space in between units. And I think that is so key, because I've said it time and time again, like when she's on the pitch, defenders are worried about her. So if she can move into lots of different spaces, and that can move the back line, or she'll get the ball in that space and create something. So yeah, really, really impressed with Rosie. From where she's come from the last 2-3 years to get to where she is now, game understanding and quality with types of finishing now is excellent.
And I think early on maybe some of that criticism as such might have been because the way the team played was far different. It was very direct. It was very ball in behind for Rosie to chase, get on the end of, and we knew what Rosie was going to do. She'd get on the end of it and take it around the keeper. You know, that was pretty much kind of her plan A. But now, like Del said, she's expanded her game so much and developed, and partly because she's had to, because better players have come in around her and, you know, getting promoted to the Adran Prem, but she stepped up to that challenge as well. And completely like Del said there, in the past you wouldn't have seen Rosie drop into that space. She'd have just been waiting for that long ball in behind, but now she knows she has to, because she's not going to get that long ball every time, but she is going to get the opportunities through different ways now.
Yeah, absolutely. She's absolutely inspirational and is having a brilliant season. Now, speaking of inspirations, Amy Jenkins is down again. Looks like she's going to be okay to continue. She's a hell of a relief for Aberystwyth. She's got 2 goals. She's been playing ever so well. And of course, we all know that she's at her most dangerous when she has to spend 30 seconds off the pitch. It's those unseen runs are the problem. But yeah, she's been a class act. But Aberystwyth will have to defend this corner without her, and she's made a couple of good aerial interventions. She's getting more treatment. Looks to be cramped.
She's very strong in the air, to be fair.
So Snape drilling that one in. Chambers as well to get across there. Hughes is waiting. And Wrexham will have another chance to deliver. Yeah, Jenkins still getting treatment. Maybe it's not cramp, actually. And they seem to be testing the sort of rotation of her legs. So Snape again with the in-swinger. Bit more height on that into a nasty area. Isaac again is the player getting the key touch in the goal mouth. Clark. Lily Jones takes a touch. Standing it up, looking for Bartle. Or Hughes rather, can't quite reach that. Well, they'll be down to 10 a little bit longer. Jenkins might have finished her treatment. Hasn't got her boot on yet though. Just checking how she is actually. Aberystwyth only have the 4 subs today, all outfield players. As Wrexham make a change, and Leah Burke is coming on for Hannah Snape, like for like. You know what? I was wondering, I mean, I know Leah hasn't got much first team experience, but she is, you know, her freshness down the side of the pitch. I kind of wondered if this was a sort of game where she might be utilised.
Yeah, and I think any sub that Jenny's going to put on, she can expect them to bring a bit of energy to make a little bit of impact. In this game, getting a little bit slow at times. I think Aber are trying to do. They'll try to slow it down a lot more now because they're going to be tired. They want to sort of break our own tempo. So Jenny will expect any sub to come on to bring the energy and make an impact.
And she certainly has that. She's back defending at the moment. Wrexham not for long enough. Through to Wrexham. Yeah, we've had to work hard for this, but we've got ourselves in front and now need to capitalise. It's great here. It is Burke's first touch of the match. Brilliant to see her being used as a first sub. That's a good ball towards Hughes. Unlucky. Barker will still chase. Again, Isaac on the cover. And that's a good idea by Chambers, who apologises, but it was the right pass. And now here Wrexham looking to come forwards. Clark brought more of that typical control to the game in the second half than she was able to in the first, as Mahmood has Burke going round the outside. That's the sort of energy we're just talking about. We go inside though and look to keep boxing Aberystwyth in. Clark trying to just be the fulcrum in this attack. Smith again getting into an advanced position. Burke up there too. Davis. Mahmood just drifting inside to make a bit of space for Burke, who sets herself, delivers early, good ball in again, flags up against Rosie Hughes though for offside. Ref has spotted it now. Yeah, it's great for Burke. She was brought off a week last Friday at half-time from the under-19s, obviously with an eye to the Swansea game, and didn't come on in that game, but the fact that she's come on first up now, again, just shows the trust that Jenny Sugarman has in her, which I think is well placed. I really rate her. But it's nice to see, I think, for a player like that as well. It's got to make an impact on you and help your confidence.
Yeah, 100%. And but she's also quick as well. And I think next to putting in next to Phoebe as well, just have a bit of pace there, just helping cover this right hand side here in front of us. But yeah, I think what a great opportunity for Leah.
Here is Davis. Again, using the ball well. Mahmood runs into trouble. Jenkins, good tackle, Mahmood. And Burke, that's good. Mahmood is airborne. Free kick. Aberystwyth are getting a couple of changes ready. And we'll be able to make them now. So Paige Harvey is going to come on. On cuffs, Sarah Evans, Lily Gardner coming on as well. And Shannon Evans coming off. So my tactic of saying Evans when I'm not sure is now foiled because they've gone down from 3 Evanses to 1. 16-year-old Harvey coming on and slotting into defence. So Cara Jones on the set piece again. Clark arriving late at the far post that draws players away from Lily Jones. And she's having a pop. Easy enough for Steele. Again, the Wrexham Ultras getting behind their team. Big distance on that from Steele. Burke. That's a tasty ball down the line as it turns out. Hughes now. Tight angle. Barker available. Good defending. Nice idea by Hughes. Now then, here's Burke once more. She's been really involved since she's come up. Davis. Bartle. Smith again with room to carry the ball into. Jones. Wrexham dominant in the second half. Aberystwyth was defended pretty well though, to be fair. We haven't made that many chances, certainly compared to how we usually do in second halves. There's still time for the tired legs to kick in, of course.
I think, as we were saying before, like second half, getting in 55, 60, 65 minutes, whatever we're on, we're probably close to that now. This is where Wrexham get on top. This is where Wrexham get on top of most, maybe all but one team in this league at this point. So now they've just got to make sure they get some goals for the possession that we're having as well. We don't want it to be this tight towards the end of the game, because the longer you leave it 3-2, with all confidence it's going to give the other team. So you just need a bit more of a goal buffer, just to sort of completely kill them off a little bit.
Mark,
exactly.
do you happen to, I was just, oh, go on.
No, it's all right. Is that a familiar battle between Isaac and Hughes, that corner? Sorry, go on.
Sorry, I was just going to ask if you happen to know how many goals we've scored in the last 20 minutes of a game this season.
No. Thank you for asking.
Pontypridd is an obvious one.
Yes, yeah. We got a lot
of goals
there, didn't we, I think? Yeah, exactly. I could work her out, but I haven't brought my laptop out. I'm having flashbacks to when it drowned against Llandudno. It's plenty. Most definitely. And it's something I probably should know, but I don't.
And the team should know it as well, shouldn't they? They should know that, and have the confidence in this period we score goals.
Ooh, that was a dangerous ball in as well. Hughes with the flick. Yeah, I mean, got that late goal, of course, 2 late goals against Swansea as well. Another change for Aberystwyth, who are going to have to use their bench, aren't they, just to freshen things up. And Jenkins is coming off. Emily Talbot comes on. So yeah, Jenkins, fair play. She's played ever so well. She's been taking all these knocks as well, coming off for treatment. Treatment gets an assist as well, doesn't it, with that one? But yeah, she's done well, Jenkins. Proper captain's role, 2 goals, and battling hard for everything. And on comes
as well with Amy. Got to give her credit. She's a massive, Aberystwyth ambassador. She's a bit like, bit of a local legend like Lily is for us. She's been through so much on and off the pitch, and she's been at Aberystwyth for a few years, and she's so captain for them and been a great servant for them over the years.
Oh, absolutely. We've had some good scraps against her, and she always represents her club well. Here's Bartle now on the right-hand side, feeding it down the line. It was her who went in goal for a game, wasn't it, against us last season?
Yeah, she did.
Yeah.
She did. She will go and do whatever she's asked, to be fair. And
did well as well. It's really annoying, isn't it? Non-specialist goalkeepers seem to be really good against us. And I'm speaking myself as a failed goalkeeper, it's annoying because I tried to be a specialist goalkeeper and I couldn't. These people are making it look like anyone can do it. We know that's not true. Definitely not. Here is Steele. Carries through a little bit, fortunately, to Egan. Ball forward from Chambers, not quite accurate. Yeah, Chambers is a good player as well, and good for us perhaps that we've not really allowed her to get into advanced positions all that much. As here again is Burke. Neat little ball bypassing Kersey and Mahmood now. Ooh, that lacked something in terms of pace. Can Aberystwyth break on us? Like I say, it's only the 1 goal advantage. They've dug in, they've stayed in the game. Chambers just pulled up for a moment after playing that pass, but I think maybe her boot came off actually.
It's an interesting place, like that moment in the game where I think if this stays the result, Aber, despite the loss, will be really happy with how they played, with the scoreline. They've actually given it a go and made it hard for Wrexham. And I think Wrexham, even though it would be 3 points, will be really disappointed. So these next few, 30 minutes, 50 minutes left, whatever it might be, are really, really key. And like I said before, we need to give ourselves a bit more of a security blanket because you never know what Aber might do from long range.
Yeah, absolutely. Although they've had a lot less threat in this half, 1 goal's never enough, of course. Great football cliche. And they have been so full of heart. Losing Jenkins isn't going to help them. But here is Burke with a little give and go. Mahmood turns neatly. Can't see the pass to Burke, so keeps possession. Are Wrexham able to just tire Aberystwyth out? They've got 1 more sub left up their sleeve. Funnily, that's the most experienced sub as Mahmood. Nice play. Hughes could control the sole of her foot. Early cross isn't the worst idea if it doesn't quite get it right.
I mean, credit to Aber as well. I think Katie Barker's had quite a quiet game, hasn't she? And they've done really well. Just keeping her out of the game, really. Maybe Mahmood not quite as much, but I think Barker, we're so used to, especially the past few games coming in, just seeing her pace. But other than the few early on over the top, I think Aber have done really well to kind of, nullify her, really.
Hughes looking for Barker, she was alert there, but Isaac's got that pace and strength. Oh, well defended.
I think that's what's helped them today, is because Isaac can match Barker with her pace, and not many teams can do that in their back line. So, KB wants another goal scoring. She's going to have to keep working hard and maybe come up with something a little bit different.
Mahmood can't quite get the header right and feels ahead afterwards. Go off for 30 seconds and then run on and win the ball back. That's my advice to her. It's I've got to, credit to Aberystwyth and to Isaac. Swansea couldn't deal with Barker at all. And I remember after the draw with Cardiff, one of their centre backs, and really experienced players coming across and saying, "Wow, that Barker's something." That Aberystwyth have done a better job than most in terms of handling her. Isaac just went down there, but it was okay to continue. They lost her as well as Jenkins. That'll be a major issue. Clark gets in well. Aberystwyth throw. Yeah, Darren B on Ars Wrexham saying need to get that forward to protect us from a fluke goal. Well, not just that. Aberystwyth have done some good stuff as well, haven't they? But they are finding it hard to get forwards now. You only need 1 chance. It's Clark all over the back of Scourfield. Difficult take for Barker. And now Davis will have to be alert as Talbot is after her. Davis sure-footed. Aberystwyth looking to push up. And now Wrexham, can they bypass them? As here again is Smith looking down the sides again. Matthias got a little bit lucky there. Cara Jones beaten to it by Scarfield. Just kept going hard in the middle of the pitch. Wrexham are getting changes ready. Abby Inden and Faye Knox, not the players Aberystwyth want to see coming on at this point when they're tiring.
I think, and as well, like this, we'll say a lot, like no disrespect, but the changes that Aber made, but on very young players who look very young, as in like 16, 17 years old. Not a lot of experience in the senior game, I imagine. And then we're able to bring on players of this calibre. So that for me says a lot about the standard between Wrexham and other teams in the league, but we've got to make it count on the pitch, and at the minute Aber giving us a run for our money.
Exactly so. So off comes Rosie Hughes, a brilliant performance, 2 goals from her. Tremendous stuff, stepping up when we need it. Abby Inden comes on, and Faye Knox is coming on for Cara Jones. She's of course in such prolific form, Knox. And she is going to come on and see whether she can add a little bit of creativity for Wrexham.
Yeah, she'll create chances and she'll score goals. She can do it all. So be really interesting now, because how are they going to keep Katie Barker, Faye Knox and Maz Mahmood all quiet? You can't keep them all quiet. Maybe keep 1 or 2, but the other one's going to be able to do something. So now would be really, really interesting.
And Knox with a different type of movements as well. Inden, of course, so good at being that strong target that you can move around when she holds the ball up or when she turns herself. And so, yeah, completely new threats now to Aberystwyth.
Yeah, and Abby being on the pitch allows her to be sort of a focal point where she can hold up the ball or she can be a target player depending where she is on the pitch, and it allows other players like KB and Maj to work off her. Exactly
so. Free kick's not accurate. Knox is slotted into that position wide on the left hand side that we often see her cutting inside from onto that strong right foot. Burke put under pressure. Nice. Good hustle that by Kersey. Burke with a quick throw. Craven now. Bartle coming forwards. Smith as well under pressure. Mahmood. And now Burke has got Knox ahead of her. Knox. There we are, cutting it onto right foot. Inden, return ball's a good one. Knox put under pressure. Oh, it's a lovely ball. Barker, can she finish? Left foot, pulls it. Oh, big chance, but lovely combination by the 2 subs.
And what a difference Knox makes. Look at that, just skipping past her players, just cutting inside. You could see, I actually thought she was going to try to shoot there, but that cute little dink through to Barker. But I think, I think we've kind of said, if we were going to have one slight bit of criticism this season, it's, for me, Barker needs to have his shots need to be on target more. She just pull wide either side quite a bit, and you think how many goals she could score if she got them on if her shot was on target more.
No, Inden couldn't bring that under control in the promising area after Kersey was hurried by Knox. Burke does well to prod it forwards, can't quite find Knox. Kersey now driving up the right hand side. There's runners ahead of her. Egan has to watch the offside. Flag stays down. It looked tight, that. She'll keep that in. Burke back defending. Good pullback. Scarfield, good early cross. That's a great ball then. Flag stays down. Big save by Craven. Well, there is that huge moment. What an opportunity. And once again, when you need her, Craven comes up trumps.
You know what a moment in the game. That could change the game for us. Hopefully now we're going to, our keeper's just made a great save, got us out of it a little bit, because it's not great defending. I think the first long ball into the channel that Leeds Egan got into possibly was offside, but Liz just pulled us out there and saved us a little bit. So now we've got to pay her back and go down the other end and score the goals. These are the moments these are game-changing moments, but hopefully it's our changing moment, not theirs.
She was quick to spot the chance to come out and grab hold of the ball and end the pressure as well. But she does step up in these late stages, doesn't she, when the games are at stake. And she read that so well. So Wrexham have been given that warning shot. Now there's loads of space in the middle of the pitch.
Again, it was a long ball over our left-hand side as well. And that's where they've threatened us most of this game when they've had their opportunities.
Kersey's beaten here by Knox. She let the ball under her foot. Knox, nice pull back, but again, Aberystwyth getting bodies into the 6-yard box quickly. Smashed away by Chambers. The Wrexham subs are looking lively. Iddington did well. Looks like Aberystwyth may be bringing their last sub on. As lovely change of feet that. Lily Jones available. Burke is outside. Barker. Jones made a nice little run. That's a good strike and a good save. Clean hit that, but Steele able to get behind it. Unluckily, Lily Jones just changed her run. She was run down that channel and then thought, I'll come in central. If she'd carried on that channel, she might have got to the rebound there, but as it is, it's a corner.
You know what, I think another thing that I see from goalkeepers in this league, they don't hold on to shots very well. There's a lot of pushes, and I would be hypercritical. I think Liz pushes more than I think she should hold on more than she does as well. But she does it more than most keepers in this league, to be fair. But the amount of shots that keepers just push away, like, why aren't we automatically following in? Just follow in as out of habit. Like, we should do that all day long.
100% as a striker.
You just never know, just follow in, yeah.
Well, Danny Maul has come on. Another experienced player coming off, Shauna Chambers for Aberystwyth. Surely not the players they'd want to be coming off, but it's a grueling game out there. Here is the corner. Knox with heights. Bartle underneath it. Makes contact. Unlucky. So Aberystwyth still in this game. And I think Wrexham will feel they haven't worked Steele enough, I would argue, as well. Certainly not in the second half, despite having an awful lot of the ball. But you get the 3 points, you get the 3 points. Doesn't matter how you get them.
I think they will be disappointed with their performance there. I wouldn't say they've played awful. I think Aber have just made it really, really difficult, but we've not been at our best today.
Oh, agrees. Aberystwyth have been very impressive. Burke intercepts, but Isaac up front now. There you go, they're going for it. That's another ball down that channel looking for Egan. That one, the angle wasn't there, but yeah, with Isaac up front, you know you're going to have pace.
This is where her position is, and she is going to be a threat. Massive threat, so we need this other goal. Just give us a bit more of a blanket.
Will they leave themselves open at the other end? And looks offside, is offside. It was a nice pass by Knox. I mean, obviously you take Isaac out of that defence, they become automatically a bit more vulnerable, but they've got to take that gamble now, and this is a fascinating balance for this game now, isn't it? Isaac's getting onto that as well. Danger here. I know it's a good idea. She's pulled it wide, but you can see what she was thinking. Craven naturally was going to be off her line there. She goes for the instant hit over the top. Didn't quite get on top of it, but wow.
You know what? In the last couple of minutes, the 2 chances Aber have had, they could be 4-3 up here. If that was on target and the poor marking before where Craven saved, they could be 4-3 up.
And every chance, although both those chances have come from the same long ball over the top, over the same part of our defence.
Yeah.
And it was like that in the first half as well.
They've obviously done some research.
Yeah.
That's a hell of a ball by Knox. Unlucky, just too much on it. But yeah, they've made the change, they're taking the chances, and they are asking questions of us. In this game, we haven't put it to bed, and it's wide open here. Knox now, lovely, take that. Good work. Can she play the killer pass? Looking for Barker again, just too much on it.
Their manager down here keeps shouting, we're going for it, we're taking the risk, we're going for it, and you can see what they're trying to do now.
You know what? Good for them.
Yeah,
Good
absolutely.
for them. They're not
100%.
sitting back accepting this. They've worked hard this whole game, and they've taken the game to Wrexham, and I've been really impressed. Really, really impressed.
Me too.
Oh yeah, they've been ever so good.
Again though, what a great advert for the league.
Yeah.
The fact that, you know, it's so competitive.
Well, Pontypridd equalised against Swansea, but they're 4-1 down now, sadly. TNS. Again, you know, to be fair, you'd fancy them to be beating Barry Town at home, but it's 1-1. That's good work by Lily Jones, and it's Wrexham throw as well. But yeah, there's still all to play for in this game, and Aberystwyth have made this a game. And Burke with the ball in their hands now, looking for options. Iddenden. Burke once more. Iddenden. Jones has got Clark in space ahead of her, spreads it nicely. Heavy touch by Mahmood. Clark's challenge is excellent though. Barker now, good pace. Iddenden. That's a great block from Kersey. That is, Iddenden had nailed that. Evans gets it clear.
I'd argue this, for me, from the games I've seen, whether it's doing co-coms, watching it on the stream, or even like just watching highlights of not being able to watch the game, I would argue this is probably one of the best opposition performances against Wrexham this season.
100%, absolutely right. As Smith will be beaten to that by Scarfield. Yeah, they've asked questions other teams haven't asked of us going forwards. They've defended with a lot of guts. Iddenden, that's a good turn. Will she get the shot off on her left foot? Pulls it back for Lily Jones. And that's good. Knox onto that right foot again. Can she hit this? Not accurately enough. I mean, I'm struggling to think of a second half where we've worked the keeper less. We've been on top, but we're not getting through to Steele as much as we'd like.
And I guess, you know, there's pros and cons to having such a great live stream, but obviously other teams can watch Wrexham play, and the research, you know, it's there, isn't it?
Well, that's a good ball. Barker on the right foot. Oh, another save by Steele. Could have hit that with touch more conviction maybe, but was looking to, you know, she's drawn the keeper one way, knocked it the other, and good balance by Steele. So it's a super stop with her foot.
Another opportunity missed that I think she'll be disappointed with.
Oh, absolutely, as Knox is well tackled there. And now, here come Aberystwyth again. Wow, what a superb effort they've put in. Clark. Nice measured pass. Barker. Knox now. 3 players in and around the box. Knox onto her left foot. Gets past Kersey. Good pull back. Oh, it hits Iddenden rather than anything else.
What an impact Faye Knox has had on the game, by the way. Every time she's on the ball, she's dangerous. It's just that final thing just not quite coming together, but she's made such an impact since coming on.
Oh, absolutely. She's really causing issues, isn't she, down that left-hand side. We know she's a goal threat from there as well.
I think the crowd recognising now that Wrexham need to keep this momentum as well. This is the loudest I've heard them for the longest part of the game, so I think they're trying to get behind our girls because they realise the impact Aber are having, so hopefully this will help spur our girls on a little bit more. Yeah,
it's brilliant to have support, the only support like this in the division, and it's an advantage we need to take advantage of. Lily Jones, that was nicely done. Mahmood now has been a bit quieter since she shifted to the right after the changes, but he's got a chance to pull something back here. It's a good dribble, but she's running off the pitch. She had a chance to deliver, decides to take it a bit further. She's just drifted out the game a little bit since Knox has gone on the left and she's gone on the right, but Knox's influence is terrific. Jones beating Isaac to it. Oh, Isaac forces the error though. Now then, that's the ball over the top. Craven will have to come out of the box to deal with it. She is so good in those positions, judged it well. Good take by Knox again. Oh, and digging out that pass, lovely vision, but an apology was sent across to her. Lily Jones couldn't bring her under control.
The official attendance at the Rock for today's game is 369. Thank you for your support.
I'm sure you heard that. 369 the crowd, not a good turnout. Aberystwyth, the game in its closing stages, still pushing on. Helped on nicely. Isaac again is after that. Wrexham have to let it bounce. It's an awkward one. Smith determines as well. Bartle. Craven. Gets rid, this will come straight back in at Wrexham. Smith again. Has to go for touch. And yeah, this wasn't the script, but fair play to Aberystwyth for ripping up the script, and they are pushing on here.
No, I think today's been a great advert for women's football and the Adran Premier. You know, on much as we love winning 5-0 and so on, in terms of women's football and Welsh women's football as a whole at domestic level, these are the sort of games you want all over the league, not just between Cardiff and Wrexham, but Wrexham and other teams. This is the way you want it to be, and it ultimately it makes us better players. Absolutely,
is danger. Isaac couldn't let the ball off. It may have struck Davis's hand. That's good work by Clark, who's then caught. The referee has given the free kick. He waited for a moment, but we'll say again. Oh, 5 added minutes. So here we go into the closing stages of a tremendous game, which Aberystwyth have made, haven't they? Wrexham want that 5-point lead over Cardiff who didn't play. Oh, that was an exclusive, fair dues. Thought the officials told us before it was signalled. Well, there you go. Remember, you heard it first. Here's Knox now. Oh, that's the ball. Barker now. Oh, Kersey can't quite hold her up. Barker scuffs it. Again, saved with the foot. Barker just didn't get hold of that at all. Now then, Lily Jones, Mahmood. That's good. Can she deliver? Into the danger area. No one can reach it. Oh, wow. This is painful.
2 brilliant chances there for Wrexham. Barker again. I mean, earlier, obviously, I was saying she wasn't even making the keeper make a save. Now, 2 good saves, but at the keeper. But what a great ball across there by Mahmood. Just no one could get on the end of it.
How many chances? We're credit to the girls. We're creating chances, but we've got to be a lot more ruthless than we have been. Got to be. And I think it's easy to hit. We just need to reach into the corners of the goal. At the moment, a lot of our chances go straight at the goalkeeper.
Yeah. And Steele's doing very well, but she's been given the chance to make the saves. Here's Barker. Mahmood's in space on the right. Has played it in behind her. Mahmood's left foot doesn't quite get hold of that either, and it's another one which is straight at Steele.
Aber going for it there, trying to get that point. She's caught the ball and she's kicking it straight away. They're not settling, they're going for it, and you know what? Fair play to them.
Yeah, absolutely. They are really still in this, and Wrexham have been given a real fight here. There's plenty of teams above Aberystwyth who have not been able to give us this sort of challenge. Cracking game here at the Rock. Iddendon, good flick. Barker will be just beaten to it. Steele does well. Iddendon, just bounced off it. Mahmood's done well, but Aberystwyth will clear. Isaac's offside.
There's been a lot of moments like that where on another day that clearance falls to a Wrexham player, and the Wrexham player can just score a goal in the open goal to keep us so far off the line. That'll happen on another day, but today I think little moments like that just haven't gone our way at all.
Absolutely. But we've also had chances where we could take the advantage of and haven't been able to, and Aberystwyth has shown such heart. Knox runs into Scarfield's challenge. Barker is alert. You can see she wants to make up for the chances she's missed. She's doing everything. Knox, that's a good strike. It's blocked. Wrexham shouted for the penalty. Ref's not interested. Didn't really look convincing. Harvey seemed to have her arms tucked in, I thought. Wrexham again then. Jones. Knox can't take it in her stride. Good foot in by Smith. Oh, that's a great spin. Mahmood sure being pulled, still gets away. Iddendon's in the middle. And that'll be a goal kick. It ricochets back off Mahmood's. Frustration for Wrexham again. 90 seconds or so left, and Aberystwyth have got a chance now to go for it.
I think now, the way the game's gone, we just need to tighten up at the back now. Just close up shot, tighten up. Don't let them have that one chance that goes over the top of our defence, because that might be the next moment that they have to score their goal.
Well, Wrexham looking to be progressive. Now here's Barker onto a left foot, onto a right foot. Good challenge by Harvey. Barker fighting against Evans, and that throw will go Wrexham's way. They're not showing any sign of tightening up, although Mahmood, well, she could have gone into the corner flag. To be fair, Barker's in a good position. Looking for Lily Jones, and in trying to force it, Wrexham are giving the ball away, and Aberystwyth now then. Well, that could have been it. The heavy touch has helped Wrexham. Clark now. This game, I think it's reasonable to say, has gone off-piste spectacularly, and it's been all the better for it. As both of you have said, it's been a great advert for the Adran Prem. As Burke wins the throw, Wrexham close to closing out a tremendously competitive win. Idenden, that's good. Now then, if Wrexham got one final attack, Knox carries a good ball for Barker, turns, sets herself, hits it, and it's, oh, Steele went through her, just about managed to recover. I've got to say, I am glad Steele didn't let that in. I know I'm a Wrexham fan, she doesn't deserve that to happen to her. And now one last chance for Aberystwyth. Isaac, brilliant skill, gets past one. Burke looking to stop her delivering. Burke's done well to force it towards the corner flag. Aberystwyth desperate to get this in, and Clark intercepts, thumps it out for the throw-in. Well, I mean, this says everything about this game. Aberystwyth making us defend desperately in the closing moments. We've had the 5 added minutes. And will they regret taking so long getting this throw set up as Harvey throws down the line? Headed partly away, ooh, straight into Lily Jones's face. The ref needs to stop play there, doesn't he? Good turn by Idenden.
Or the Adran Trophy Cup, isn't it, next week?
I totally forgot. Yeah, absolutely. That's a game, that. Oh.
This will be exciting. Yeah.
Oh gosh, I completely passed me by that then. Yeah, a rematch of this next Sunday. Oh man, I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be something, because Aberystwyth, wow.
There could have been so many more goals in this from both sides as well. So a week today could have a goal fest.
I think both goalkeepers, Sophie Seal, made some really key saves. Liz in that.
Higher, last 30 seconds. Get around the ball.
Yeah.
Well, for the game, the way that the game.
Right, and there is, wow, the final whistle of a heck of a game. I mean, goodness me. The players have poured everything into that. Wrexham open up a 5-point gap at the top of the table over Cardiff, whose game was called off. But wow, Aberystwyth, what a performance by them. They led twice. Wrexham fight back and win 3-2, but all the way through Aberystwyth, and at the end, having had forced to defend for much of the second half, showed terrific heart to then rouse themselves, throw Libby Isaac up front at the end and ask questions of us. I mean, fair play. That was a spectacle. That was fair play to them.
Yeah, and like for me, like I love game to be like this every week. We still win, obviously, but always. But like game to be like that competitive. That's what this for me is a real football match. You know, it's more entertaining to watch. Might be a little bit more tense and nervous as a Wrexham fan, but I'm worried for the future of Welsh football, where teams like Wrexham, Cardiff, maybe even Swansea, if they get their act together, like the gap getting too big. Like you want the Adran Premier as a whole to be really, really competitive, and this today's shown a team at the top and team in the bottom half of the table, really close and competitive game, and it was an entertaining game to watch.
Oh my gosh, wasn't it just? It was nice to see some of the Aberystwyth players coming off with smiles on their faces, because although they've lost, they should know that, Lucy, they put in a proper performance there and asked questions of a high quality side.
Absolutely, they should be incredibly proud of their performance, and like we said throughout, I've been really impressed with them and how they've been set up by their new manager and how they've played. But equally as well, you know, in quite a few games we've always talked about, because we're so close to the both benches, when there's positive behaviours, maybe not always positive behaviours, and the Aber manager has been so positive throughout with his players and really encouraging, and I think testament to them as well in terms of how they set it for this game. But also we did wonder whether the Aber players would start to tire. And actually,
they didn't.
They didn't. Maybe they didn't press as much from the front like they did at the start, but they didn't tire, and they absolutely did not give up. They, like we said, there were two key moments for them towards the end where they could have been 4-3 up, but equally Wrexham then had chances. So full credit, but equally credit to Wrexham, because when you get into territory that they're not quite as used to this season, such as against Swansea last week, and then today, testament that heads didn't go down. We stayed positive, we stayed together as a team, and we had that confidence in ourselves that we were going to come through.
Keeping that of what I think. For me, I'm a massive supporter of women's football, Welsh women's football in particular, and this is the sort of standard of a game that's happening week in, week out all over the league. I'm all for it, as long as Wrexham still win.
Yeah, absolutely. Your mic is just acting up a little bit, Del, so you can use mine in a moment. But just to go through the actual goals of the game, Wrexham started early on. Great goal by Rosie, who's ripping it across the steel and inside the left post. Is a brilliant finish. But then, of course, Aberystwyth came back with a controversial equaliser after Jenkins had gone off the pitch with a head injury, was allowed to come back on when the ball was right next to her. Josie Smith didn't know she was there. She nipped in and scored a brilliant goal from distance. We've had a long debate about that. My take is I think the officials are probably right, but it's a bad rule. But yeah, Wrexham then records further. Jenkins finishing again from close range. Wrexham came back with Mahmood striking brilliantly from distance to make it 2-2. And in the second half, Hughes with another fine goal, taking down a Cara Jones cross. The two players who were brought back into the team, and she prodded it beautifully home. Sophie Steele made a string of great saves, but Craven had to make a couple of good stops, not least a tremendous stop with her foot to stop a one-on-one. So yeah, it was really a proper competitive game. And well, Del, I mean, it sets up next weekend beautifully, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And like, Aber are going to come into this game next week with a bit of confidence as well, so that's probably the dangerous thing of what today's game's done. They're going to come with it in confidence. They're probably going to have a similar game plan, so it would be interesting to see, is Jenny going to stick with her game plan, but they need to do it better, because I don't think it's our best game ever, or is there a new game plan now, like, now that they've seen them play just more recently? Like, are there areas she can look back and as retrospect could have exploited more today, but she'll put that into action next week.
It's brilliant, Lucy, and cat and mouse. But if we played each other once, Aberystwyth have set themselves up beautifully. Do we, as they'll say, you double down, or do you react to them? Do they change their plan? It's a mouth-watering one next week, but the way Aberystwyth have been able to set themselves up like that, and the fact that even with experienced players, when Jenkins had to go off, Scourfield had to go off, Chambers had to go off, but they still kept digging in, taking risks at the end. It was a real question. And for us as well, to be fair, didn't panic when we went behind in the game, knew that we had the goal power, although Aberystwyth did everything they could to resist us.
Yeah, and I mean, me personally, I think we'll see Aber start in a similar way. Why wouldn't you? Because they pushed Wrexham all the way today, and like we said, it's been such an end-to-end, really competitive game. I think for me, we'll see Faye Knox starting. Yeah. I think in her kind of 15-20 minutes, she really brought something extra into the game. So I think we'll see Knox starting over Cara Jones, and I think Mahmood will be out on the right. I think this week, for me, it's a lot around Barker in particular has so many chances. It feels at the moment like she's quite a streaky player. She's scoring a lot. Then if she misses a couple, then as soon as she's got a goal back, she's back in, and the floodgates are going to open. So I think this week it could be a bit of an arm around Katie Barker a bit and just say, come on, look, you're in good form. And once she's got one again, I think the worry would be more if we weren't scoring at all. Rosie is playing well, like we said, and gave a really good account of herself today. So I think for me that might be the only change we see is Faye Knox. Faye Knox coming into the midfield. But yeah, it's mouth-watering. It's a bit, like we said, bit of a game of chess. What's going to happen? But I think Jenny would think that had the confidence in the squad depth and players that we've got that actually, like Del said, not our best day, but we've come through, we've won it, and go again next Sunday, and we'd be expecting a win again. But will we play better, or will ABBA challenge us again? Let's see in a week.
Well, absolutely. Stay tuned, everybody, because it's going to be a good one. Del, we have got the win, and so we do go 5 points clear. Admittedly, having played a game more, that does mean something, doesn't it? Especially with Cardiff coming up next in the league.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know we got a game in hand now, but seeing that 5 point difference psychologically will be having an effect on us looking down at Cardiff again, so it's always nice. But also Cardiff, when was the last time they were 5 point behind someone?
Yeah, exactly. 1845, I reckon.
Yeah, so going to be massive testament to their character now. Let's see what they do. But also, can we keep on top? Can we keep our cool, keep our composure throughout the game going through the rest of the season to keep that gap, or are Cardiff going to up their game again? We'll see. I think it's going to be super interesting all the way to the last day of the season, if I'm being honest. And you know what, I'm all here for it, and I think I'm really excited to see it.
Oh, it is absolutely gripping, isn't it? This is a league battle, but I mean, we don't know yet. They haven't given a date for rearranging the Cardiff-Britain Ferry game. I mean, in terms of weekends, there's very little to play with. It's a short break. The next 2 weekends are taken up with cup ties, and Cardiff are still in those cups, so there's no scope to rearrange a game for that. And cup ties always take precedence when it comes to organising matches, because they need to get the rounds played, so there's no way they could shift a cup tie back. So there's a real chance, unless Cardiff fancy Britain Ferry under the lights. That'll be an experience. I don't know what their floodlights are like, but I'm going to guess testing. Then I think that we've got, we will probably go to Cardiff 5 points ahead, with the knowledge that a win, 8 points ahead, a draw keeps them at arm's length. That's got to count for so much, hasn't it, as we approach that huge match.
Yeah, absolutely. It's already, everyone knows it's going to be a tasty match. It's going to be live on SLC. It's at the Cardiff City Stadium. Everyone's already teeing it up to be a massive game. So if we're going into it 5 points ahead, what a difference that's going to make. They'll be up for it, so we've got to make sure we're equally up for it. But what an interest at that, even more now, and a really interesting and exciting fixture to watch.
Oh, absolutely. 100%. It's going to be quite something. And so is the next 2 weekends as well. We've got Pen and Bonds, a Cup Giant Killers in a fortnight, and that rematch, which I've got to say, everyone listening, if you're not going to come along after the way that Del and Lucy have set it up, what is going on, honestly? But yeah, Wrexham, you got it. If you're going to win a league, you've got to find lots of different ways to win. Aberystwyth were heroic, but we found a way, and that's what matters. And so let's hear what the winning manager, Jenny Sugarman, has got to say.
Jenny, I think it's fair to say you've had to work for that victory today, but how are you feeling overall?
Yeah, obviously delighted with the win. You're spot on. We've had to work incredibly hard for ABBA. Caused us quite a few problems across the game. Obviously, the first goal that we conceded was disappointing, just from the chaos of the player with the head injury coming back on the pitch into our build, which was a little bit frustrating. And I think that threw us a little bit, because I think before that we were showing plenty of control, getting in behind their back line. I thought Josie in particular, with a progressive passing on this right hand side in the first half, was excellent, and Katie timed her runs well. But I think we got a little bit frustrated after that, and we came away from some of our patience, came away from our good positional play, and came away from some of our quality decision making, certainly in our build phase, and perhaps started to rush things a little bit. So pleased we got back on track, pleased we obviously got over the line in the end, and I think second half created, certainly towards that last sort of 20-25 minutes of the game, a huge amount of chances that we probably should have taken some more of.
As you've just alluded to there, I'm sure there'll be bits that you review in the week ahead. But in terms of your side, the character, determination, resilience, that sort of grit to make sure they find a way, they just keep at it at the minute, don't they?
Yeah, it's part of the identity that we're trying to build. It's part of a team that never gives up, a team that goes from first whistle to last whistle, and brings that energy to trying to make sure that not only do we get our results, but that we put into practice what we've worked on in training. And that was why it was a little bit disappointing going into half time, is that our work in and around their box had been a bit disappointing, because we weren't putting into practice what we'd been doing around our combination play in wide areas, our crossing priorities, and trying to move and shift their back line, because once they collapse into the low block, it is hard to break them down, but we know that we can do that better than we did certainly in that first half.
A word on Rosie Hughes in the starting lineup today. 2 vital goals in getting us that win. A lot has obviously been made given the achievements that she's made over the last couple of weeks, but what do you make of her performance today and her contributions?
Yeah, really good. She's got a boundless energy, isn't she? She's like a Duracell bunny. She just keeps going. She's making some great runs in beyond. She's coming and dropping and showing to feet. And I think if you want some, chances to fall to somebody in the box, I think just after she came off, there was one that the keeper spilled, and she was desperate to try and tap that in herself, because that when the ball goes into the box, she comes alive. So yeah, really pleased for her. She's been training incredibly well. She was very unlucky to miss out on the starting lineup last week, because she's been training so well. We know exactly what she offers us, and I thought she did a good job again today.
On another note, Lily Jones, Cara Jones both became the first players since the club's reformation to reach 50 appearances in the Genera Adran Premier. Obviously great achievement for the both of them. What have they added to your side, not just in terms of their quality, but also quite clearly their versatility as well? Yeah,
two excellent players that I know have played a big part for the club already in the Prem and the journey so far, and both absolute pleasure to work with. Lily and I have had some really good chats this week, and I think we've seen some excellent training sessions from her. I thought that last 15-20 minutes she really started to dictate a lot more on the ball, and you saw some real quality in her passing range. And she's someone who wants to be on the ball, but she also wants to make the box, and I love that from her as a midfielder. She's getting into threatening areas, and she's an absolute delight to work with. And Cara the same, tactically very, very strong. She you give her a message and a job to do, and she delivers for you. So yeah, really pleased that they've hit that milestone for the club. It's an important one, and hopefully there'll be plenty more.
Just finally, more points on that league table. You now move into a little break of cup action. Looking forward to it, and a new opportunity for your side as well, I'd imagine.
Yeah, we've spoken about what we want to achieve this season. We want to go as far as possible in the cup competitions, as well as be competitive in the league. And I think the next 2 weeks obviously gives us an opportunity to refocus. It's never that enjoyable playing the same team back to back. I'm probably thinking the same about us, especially with them having to do the travel. But yeah, it's a different competition, so it's a different opportunity. We want to progress to the next round in both. We believe we've got the quality and the depth of squad and the players that are pushing for their opportunities to do that. So yeah, looking forward to a little bit of a change before we come back in Jan.
Cheers, Jenny.
Thank you.
Wow. Jenny Sugarman gets another win under her belt, and goodness me, wasn't that a hard-earned one? Well, Aberystwyth, watch it again next week, because that was a proper effort by them. But Wrexham do get the win. We go 5 points clear at the top of the Adran Premier table, with Cardiff's game being off. And what a great scrap. And on the other side of the pitch, Craven and Burke are still posing for selfies and autographs with the fans. That's absolutely tremendous to see as well. The fans got behind them. Brilliant stuff. And it's another great result for us. So, thanks for joining us. Always a pleasure to bring the games to you. Always a pleasure as well to work with the good people of Badger and Coombs, who again have had to work with the soggy conditions you get in the Adran Premier. It's been an absolute treat to bring the game to you all. And once again, Wrexham's women deliver. I like saying that. I like that. With the final score of Wrexham 3, Aberystwyth Town 2. We've been Mark Griffiths, Del Morgan and Lucy Scott from Wrexham AFC. And now here are the highlights of that match.